welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Arizona's only home meet of the 2026 season. This team has traveled to 4 away meets already this season, and now it's time to be home. Today, we have an exciting college competition as ASG plays host to 6 other GymACT college teams. This is one of the biggest GymACT invitational meets of the year, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our own Rob Servant. Please let me introduce Kim Yamamoto, one of the many whose family was...
All right, anybody just joining us, we are just doing a little bit of a march-in right now. We're going to let you go ahead and listen to the live announcer in the venue, and then we'll play a short, brief introduction, and we'll get rocking and rolling.
This meet began back in the 80s when ASU had a D1 program. And we've kept the tradition going long after the university cut the team's funding in 1993. It has been an exciting ride ever since. But of course, this year feels different. 1 month ago, we lost a remarkable coach to our sport and a dear friend, Coach Rob Servant. Rob was a member of the ASU men's team from 1998 to 2002, during one of the most challenging periods in the program's history. At a time when the team struggled simply to survive, Rob stood as one of its fiercest fighters, working alongside his teammates to ensure the ASU tradition would continue, even without financial support from the university. He was truly a fighter for this program. In 2005, Rob joined both the Aspire and ASU coaching staffs. This is where he made an extraordinary impact on the lives of athletes, colleagues, and everyone fortunate enough to know him. Every day, he brought passion, dedication, and genuine care into the gym. When Rob received the devastating diagnosis of ALS, he made one thing immediately clear, that he would continue coaching. And he did, courageously, right up until just 3 weeks before his passing. Rob would have celebrated his 48th birthday today. He leaves behind his wife of 16 years and 2 children. Our hearts are with Coach Rob's family, friends, athletes, all of whom have had the privilege of knowing him and working with him. And of course, many of us here today. In his honor, our team will be donating a portion of this year's meet proceeds to the Servant family during this incredibly difficult time. If you'd like to contribute financially, please visit the ASU men's table, located over here by the floor exercise mat, and you can talk to somebody there to donate. But at this time, we ask that you join us in observing a moment of silence as we remember and honor Coach Rob Servant. Thank you. And thank you for being a part of this year's Arizona Classic and our meet tonight.
If we're lucky in our lifetimes, we will get to witness what happens when a group comes together. A group with the same dream, the same passion, the same work ethic. And tonight, we get to witness as that group proves that men's college gymnastics is alive. Every athlete competing tonight was once a young child sitting in the stands at a meet just like this one. They got to watch as college athletes competed for something bigger than themselves. Since then, every single one of them has fought tooth and nail, wanting, working, and wishing for an opportunity like this.
All right, everybody, welcome to the 2026 Arizona Classic. We are here live, myself and Senator Benaway. If you were here for the Arizona Inter Squad, we were our same commentators. We are so stoked to be here. Currently in the venue, if you've been on for a minute, we just had a wonderful acknowledgement of Coach Rob Cervic, who unfortunately did pass about a month ago. So somber moment as we remembered his legacy. And currently we're watching a tribute to his time with this program. So we're gonna kind of sit tight and let them finish through, but we're gonna go ahead and get starting to get really excited about this competition, because Senator, this is gonna be a great one. This is gonna be super, super fun. Who are the standouts you're looking for tonight?
Oh, some main standouts. I mean, I'm looking at him right now. Will Howard, we've seen him do some incredible gymnastics at the last competition I commentated at, and as the season has progressed. Elliot Foster is back here. Let's see. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly who's doing all-around, but I think we have a few all-arounders. So I'm excited to see what they can put together for an all-around score.
Absolutely, and I'm super excited to see Washington. This is the first time that Arizona's seen Washington this year. Washington's had some little bit of a rockiness this season with some coaching turnover and stuff, so it's going to be real interesting to see how they do this year. We've got SCU, or SC United in the house right there in the gray. We haven't seen them yet this season. They've definitely grown over the last couple years. There's Washington right there, and then we have the Rocky Mountain Mavericks, which are on a huge upswing right now. They're going to be an exciting team to watch. They've been building for a few years now, and I think they're going to bring some really, really strong gymnastics. And then we've got Iowa in the house, who is definitely rebuilt. You know, they joined GymACT in 22 when their program got cut. And so, those kind of guys trickled out, and now we're right back to rebuilding. So it's going to be really, really exciting to watch some of these younger teams that have definitely been building for years and see what they can bring to the table.
It's great seeing how big GymACT has grown over the years and how many teams have been adopted into the league, and seeing how they've grown. And this competition is a big standout for GymACT, and you will see the energy in this room is just incredible. It's probably the most highly energetic meet of this whole season. These ASU guys are loud.
Absolutely. This is, I always say it is a league of passion. That's what it is. So we're going to see a lot of that tonight. We can't wait to bring you guys all the action right here. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button to catch all of our premier events. If the stream is a little laggy, I do apologize. We're in a giant steel building and just using their Wi-Fi, so we're going to do our best to bring it to you. If there are any issues, please drop it in the chat, because sometimes it looks great on our end and it's not great on your end, and I'll do my best to bring you the best gymnastics we possibly can. This is going to be an exciting night, and GymACT, like you said, is growing like crazy. I just happen to have some extra information with what I work with GymACT with. There are 3 more teams that are in the application process.
Oh.
So if you want to become a GymACT team, you have to apply with the board, and you have to get approval. You have to, they have to know you're going to stick around. They have to know you've got a coach, you've got funding, all that stuff. And so it's definitely an interesting process, and there are 3 more additional teams, most of them a little bit closer to the East Coast, looking to come back, to come and join GymACT. So it's going to be real interesting to watch as this program grows. I know the goal is roughly 25 teams in the next 5 years. We're currently at 14. We've got 3 more in the works, and there's rumors of at least 2 more on top of that in the next few years. So it's going to be exciting, and as we grow, we love all the support. The more support you can give and bring, the better it gets for all of these athletes. So, if you haven't, make sure you hit that like button, that follow button, keep it right here, and anything you do to interact with any of our social medias or anything, obviously in this day and age, helps a ton. So, yeah, we're just excited to get going. They're announcing all the guys right now live in the venue, and then we're going to have a national anthem real quick, and then we're going to get started. So this is going to be an exciting competition. That's really all I can say. I'm just so stoked to see every single year it gets bigger and better. So we're going to take a brief moment, and we're going to listen to the national anthem to get this meet started. And there you go. It's about to go down. So here we go. The guys are getting on to their first event. They're going to start their 2-minute one-touch. They've been in the venue already for about 2 hours, getting through all their prehab, warm-up, physical preparation, all that stuff. And this is when it gets fun. There's a Senator, I don't know if you feel this way, but there's a comedian out there that talks about our national anthem just not being hype enough. And I don't know about you, man, but I get so hyped right when that national anthem comes on, because as a gymnast, that means it's go time.
Oh, yeah.
That means it is time to bring the heat. And we're going to let you guys listen into the energy that comes as these teams start their preseason rituals or preseason chants. I mean, just listen to how electric that got all of a sudden.
These guys are going to do their pre-meet ritual. They're going to get loud. This is one of my favorite parts of being a part of the Arizona State team. Before every competition, they go through a little prayer in their circle, and then they get loud and they scream the ASU name, and it is electric to watch.
And this was actually started by team captain Chaz Vandemater. There it is. That is the official beginning of this competition, guys. So we've got Arizona State men's gymnastics team that will be putting out 2 separate lineups here. As they get to their 2-minute touches, we'll let you know where everybody's starting as all the pre-work is getting finalized here. All right, guys are getting ready for their pre-touches here. It looks like Arizona State's gold team lineup. It's kind of like varsity and junior varsity. The gold team is normally sophomores and up. Every now and then a freshman can get in there, but it looks like they're going to be starting on floor exercise. We got Washington coming to us on pommel horse. That's going to be one to keep an eye on. Arizona State's maroon team is going to be coming to us on still rings, while it looks like Iowa is going to be headed to vault, and SC United is going to P-bars, and that means that the Mavericks will be starting on high bar.
Athletes, coaches, your 2-minute touch begins now.
All right, so the athletes are just warming up, getting ready to go. All right. So, Senator, one of the things I love to talk about is the intricacies, the ins and outs of this sport. What do you do in a 2-minute one-touch? You get one touch on equipment. I think this is one thing that so many people don't understand. How important is this 2-minute one-touch?
It is important. Some of these events that these gymnasts are warming up for only 2 minutes, they get that 2 hour and they got to delegate their time appropriately for each event that they're competing. So they got to go on a fly and see what they have to get done, and in that 2 minutes they have to make sure that, one, they get loose on that event, maybe they hit those hard skills that aren't as consistent as the other ones, and they also have to focus on not doing too much. You'll see some gymnasts go for a 2-minute one touch and they're doing their full routine and gassing themselves out, and by the time they're up for competition, they've lost some of that energy that they've built up over the past however many minutes. So it's important to do maybe 2 or 3 skills, I think, is a good sort of placement. Do the ones you're maybe not sure of, and just it's a mental game. It's kind of to get the jitters out.
Absolutely, and that's where it gets so interesting, because if you go, if you're trying to warm up one of those skills, you're like, I just need to hit one more, and you fall on it and you run out of time, that can mess with guys' heads so much. It is such a strategic game, and that's part of the thing that I just feel like so many people don't understand is the mental game and the strategy as a coach. Personally, like floor, at a 2-minute one-touch, I'm doing a basic. I'm doing my easiest pass, just reminding myself what the bounce of the floor feels like, how it's going, and how everything feels. I'm not trying to do too much because it's a risk, right? You do too much and it ends real bad, and then all of a sudden that athlete's, whole confidence is just shaken.
Yeah, very important.
All right, looks like our 2-minute touch has come to an end. This is always the hardest part of the entire night right here, is making sure that first round is ready to go. And our first guy is going to be up on floor exercise.
Nikki Franz for the gold team.
Let's see what Nikki's got. I always say Nikki is the definition of dynamite, comes in small packages. He is so stinking powerful. Front layout, double front, hopping out of the corner.
He is a powerhouse.
Absolutely.
For SC United, Xavier.
We got Xavier going on parallel bars for SC United. So Nikki's holding that press handstand. That is a breathing element. It's so hard to do, but it's actually where these guys catch their breath. Adding some Russian work in there. That's what you're going to see him do later on Palm Horse. SC United throwing down a very nice parallel bar routine over here as well. Ooh, little struggle there from SC United.
It's a little short on the pelt.
Very interesting. Nicky only putting a front full on that diagonal, catching his breath, ready to go. Let's see what Nicky's got. You heard the bell. That means he's got 10 seconds to get his dismount done, and he gets it done under the wire.
Well done. Yes, every gymnast only gets 110 seconds for their floor routine. You'll hear one bell when they have 10 seconds left, and then you'll hear it ring twice, and that's when you know they've gone over their time limit.
Yep, and the further over time, the bigger the deduction we've got going on. All right, and here we go. Washington taking the pommel horse.
We got Jonah Hahn hopping
as
up.
Mavericks put their first guy up on high bar. Nice flying giant from the Mavericks. Both working toward their dismounts. Mavericks put up a big double back. That's a stuck dismount for the Mavericks.
Washington, nice clean routine. That's going to help them out.
And that's a hit horse set for Washington. Wow, every time I have ever commentated, I talk about horse, somebody falls, and that it broke the cycle right there. Washington off to a strong start.
Great start to pommel horse. We got Brandon Batanti for the Maroon team hopping up on rings right now for Arizona State.
Huge vault in the background there for Iowa. It is so good. Somebody said in the comments it's so good to see SC United back at a healthy size, and they couldn't be wrong. Same thing with Iowa. They are all coming back, and it is proving that men's gymnastics are well and live. Let's see what Brandon Batanti, freshman to the Arizona State Maroon team there in the background. That right-hand camera for you. This kid is strong, man.
Yeah, a little struggle on the giant. Dismount, double back, small step. That's a good hit.
Definitely a solid routine there for the Maroon team.
Yeah, he is fired up. You're going to hear as these routines get going, this place is going to get louder and louder. And that's what I love so much about this sport.
And the cool thing is, because this is alongside a junior competition, I mean, it's interesting. This is the first year. There's a set of equipment back there behind the men's vault and the parallel bars there on that left-hand camera for our viewers. That's a whole women's gym that's running all weekend long. But they actually canceled the session for tonight to make sure everybody could come watch and enjoy this. So it's crazy. Normally that's what provides a lot of people in the building. But I'm looking around. I mean, how many people do you think are in here? There's at least 1,000 people in here, maybe 2,000. Just for a men's college gymnastics meet. It's so exciting to watch.
Yeah, this place is packed. It's great to see how much GymACT has helped the gymnastics brand.
Absolutely. Mavericks back up there on high bar.
Washington fighting on pommel horse.
Beautiful landing there for the Mavericks. Oh, as SCU just puts a dismount just a little behind and sits it down there.
Got Dylan Jones from ASU, huge double layout on floor.
Arizona State putting down big things. We apologize we weren't able to bring that horse routine from the Huskies, but it was another hit set for Washington there. We're gonna do our best to bring you guys as much of the gymnastics as we possibly can, but there's a lot going on at the same time, so we'll do our best to swing our cameras and give you all the best gymnastics. All right, full exercise. You see he's got both ankles taped up there. Super important these guys stay really healthy, especially in the lower extremities on floor. Huge double Arabian. That half turn into a double front. This is going to be Ethan up on high bar for the Mavericks.
There you go. I think Dylan's about to dismount here.
Floor exercise.
Double full. Few hops, and that's going to be it for Dylan Jones. Good hit routine.
All right, you see high bar. Coach Tabor sliding a mat for a big Ginger there. Fantastic there, works out of it. Mavericks looking for a good dismount here. It's been a good set. It's been a good rotation for them. Full twisting double back. Small step on that landing. Very, very nicely executed for Mavericks. All right. Returning. All right, we got Washington taking to the horse, and we've got a vault coming in the background just behind the parallel bar camera there. huge double full from Iowa there.
Wow.
That's known as an Acopian. Most skills in this sport are named after the first person to do them and their last name. And so that's where you hear us talking about some funny names. That's where they come from. Most, or a good chunk of them are, Japanese or some kind of Eastern European, such as Russian or Ukrainian from back in the day when there was a lot of new skills to be made. That's where a lot of them came from. All right, we're on still rings with the maroon lineup for Arizona State.
Yeah, we got Captain Sean Desmarais hopping up on rings. He has a love-hate relationship with this event. It's done him dirty in the past, a few injuries, but he's back on it. He's not giving it a rest, and we're going to see some nice Yamawakis coming off.
SCU's in the background there. Huge double back from SC United.
Ooh, a little bobble on that giant on rings. Sean's going to clean it up.
Huge gymnastics being done here. Just the smallest hop there on that still rings dismount, but overall great set. All right, we're taking our camera back over to floor exercise where the gold team has Ronan up about halfway through his routine. You should see one or two more passes from him here. Huge double full to a solid stick. No bell yet, so he's good and clear. If he stays in the corner for more than 3 seconds, there's a deduction. Very nicely done. Huge back double pike as the dismount. That is very hard to do. There he goes, presents. That's a solid hit set for Arizona State. Their gold team's been looking really good over there on floor exercise.
Yeah, I'm excited for next up, Elliot Foster. He's going to be doing all around this competition, so I'm excited to see what he could do. All around is probably one of the toughest things you can do in this sport. Doing all 6 events back to back to back. I don't even know how I did it in junior junior optionals. That was incredible. It is so hard to get good at all those events and make sure you have all that mental game packed in there as well. So I'm excited to see what Elliot could do today.
Absolutely, and in this format, man, it is so hard in this format to, like you said, they've been in the building since, just before 4 o'clock. They've warmed everything up, and now they just got to get a quick, refresher. That's all it is a quick refresh before they have to be able to compete at the highest level. Extremely hard to do.
All right, Washington going up on pommel horse Ryan Heck.
All right, we're bringing that camera around to Washington up here. They've had a pretty good horse go so far. They've only had 1 miss so far. They're doing really, really well.
Very consistent.
Right. Mavericks back on high bar. You see Coach Tabor holding that mat. Big release. Anytime you see a coach holding the mat up like that, means we're going for a big release. We're going for another one. These are called Tkachevs. He's piked and straddled over the bar, catching both of them as Washington hits another pommel horse routine. Oh, and just falls backwards there on high bar.
All right, here goes Elliot Foster on floor for the gold team. Huge Randy, a 2.5 twisting front layout.
All right, Mavericks winding up for their dismount. Full twisting, looks like he was going for double layout, little short on it, so he tucked it over. Overall, another nice hit for the Mavericks.
Elliot controlling that press handstand on floor. Probably one of the scariest floors, and right after a scale. The 2 scariest for a gymnast.
That's because it's like when you're walking through your house, you've been in a million times and you trip, or you bite your own tongue. It's like, how long has this been a thing? They're the easiest things, and they're the easiest to mess up, right?
Absolutely.
By the time you get to this level, how many millions of press handstands have you guys done in their lives? But you're 100% right. You get up there, and I don't care who you are, you always think, can I hold this?
Yep. It's always, can I get those 3 seconds? The most nerve-wracking part of a floor routine. But here goes Elliot finishing up with a double pike, a step backwards. That's a good hit.
Huge. Bovzar from SC United there. That's named after USA Gymnastics Men's Development Program Director Raj Bovzar. He's an Olympian, a national team member, world team member. He was around for a long time now. Is in charge of USA Gymnastics Developmental Program. Invented that skill. It'd be really interesting. Another one I like to talk about all the time. As a coach and an athlete, he missed that skill. It was a decent hit. He missed one hand and actually ran into the upright. Do you repeat it?
That's a good question. They're not going to give him credit on that. It depends how beefy the rest of his set is. It looks like he's not gonna repeat it, but sometimes it's the smarter move to not repeat it. Skill's not working out. You know, you'd rather play it safe other than sorry.
Well, and there's the issue is he had another skill in there that's going to fulfill that element group or type of skill, and he didn't get credit for that one either. So it's going to be really interesting. That means he's going to start quite a bit down because he's only going to get a partial element group for doing the kip on the long hang element group. And so that score is going to be a real bummer there. You know, the nice thing is this is a 5 up 4 count format. So we're going to see 5 routines that get to drop their lowest score. So 1 missed routine's not bad. 2, you got a problem. And so as coaches, sometimes, you know, your first couple guys up, you let them risk a little bit. And then, you know, if you get 1 miss, you got to ask the back end of the lineup to play it safe. Beautiful quast there on high bar from the Mavericks. That was at full turn as they fly over the top.
Dismount from Evan Lacey.
On that maroon team lineup on still rings.
Just a small hop there.
Man, there's a lot of really high quality gymnastics going on. Huge double front side pass from team captain Will Howard there on floor for the Arizona State Gold team.
This kid is bouncy, double-double, massive. That airtime is out of this world.
One of his goals last season was to compete a triple backflip. That is 3 flips in 1 takeoff, and I know he completed it last year at U.S. National Championship qualifier, and the crazy thing is he actually over-rotated and ended up all the way out of bounds. So when you say this kid's bouncy, I mean, his double layout there that we just saw, I could have walked under with my hand up, and I'm about 6'1", and there's no way I would have gotten anywhere near him. So Will is a phenomenal power tumbler. You see both those ankles taped up, so we always get a little concerned at that point to see, you know, if these guys can stay healthy, because like you said, college gymnastics is a beast on these guys. Let's see what Will's got for a dismount. I haven't heard a ding yet, so he's doing well. Double full stick. That wasn't his dismount.
One more.
Wow, he is just flying through this set.
I think we may see it.
SCU putting up Christopher over here on parallel bars. It was a great set from team captain Will Howard there for the gold team.
Fantastic. Yeah, Noah Campbell on rings for the maroon team, showing off some strength.
Parallel bars, SCU holding that handstand. Nice clean lines. Good set for them. Front pike full, small hop with a small step. That's a great job. He does what we call, or he did what we call stop the bleeding. You know, once you have one guy fall, the next guy has to hit to kind of stop hemorrhaging points there. So great job from SCU.
Big stick from Noah Campbell on rings.
An Arizona State stuck dismount on still rings. And that can win and lose competitions all day long. You heard in the background, the team has a chant. They go, that's another Arizona stuck dismount, and the team replies, ASG, ASG, ASG. I will never in my life forget the first time I got that one. It was actually while we were competing in Australia. I was one of the last guys up with the rotation, and I stuck my last 3 passes in a row, and head coach at the time, Scott Barclay, called it himself. Dude, it is one of those moments that I will live my whole life remembering, and that's what we talked about earlier. You know, these guys, what they're doing right now, the team they have behind them, like you said earlier, you know, the team that these guys have behind them are going to be friends for life, you know, things that they never, ever, ever forget.
All right, Isaiah taking the floor for the gold team. The last one up on floor.
We're also watching Alexander Fessel-Tuck here on still rings. This is a special one for me. I actually coached a little bit of his junior career, so it's always super exciting to see them up. Beautiful iron cross there. Those iconic strength moves you always want to see. Unfortunately, we've got one camera through the first 3 events. We're not able to bring both routines, but Isaiah is throwing down there on floor. Strong press there, nice straight arms off the straps, what you want to see. He's coming in for his dismount. Swing the handstand's a required skill, does it quite nicely, a little bit of a check there.
Going for the dismount.
Full twisting double back,
Ooh.
Just a little short.
Saves it.
All right, Isaiah finishing up on floor exercise. Oh, and just stumbles back out of his double back all the way off the floor. Isaiah, another guy that has a whole lot of power. We are definitely going to be talking about him more. And that concludes rotation number 1. That was fast. Oh, I apologize. We have one left in rotation 1. We're going to be bringing you still rings here.
We got Jethro Sovar Knox hopping up. He was my little bro on the team, on the Arizona team. Every gymnast gets a big bro and a little bro, and your big brother is the one you stick by. He's mainly, most of the time, he's a year older than you. A sophomore will pick up a freshman. But that person will be your pace car. He'll guide you through the Arizona State gymnastics program. He'll teach you the ins and the outs, and you'll use him as guidance. And that little bro, you teach him everything that you know and teach him how to go through this game. And so we're going to see my little bro Jethro up on rings. It's good to see him compete. Back up rise planche. He goes, pushing up to a handstand, trying to keep it steady. Oh, I don't know if that was on purpose or not. It looked like he fell out of it. It might have been on purpose. Going for a press. We're going to see a dismount coming soon. He's fighting. All right, here we go. Dismount, double back. Overcooks it just a little bit too much, rolls out of it. That's all right. Well, with that routine, that finishes up rotation number 1. These gymnasts are going to rotate now to their next event. We're going to be right back with some more gymnastics. They're going to go and do their 2-minute run touch.
Yep, so he's rotating through. It was a great first round. We are working on getting scores to you. So we'll let you know as soon as we have those. Like I said, the internet in this building is a little rough, so I don't know if our scorekeeper is going to be able to live stream scores. If they are, I'll drop the link in the chat, and I will do my best to have them projected on the screen best we can. So again, you're live with us right here on the GymACT YouTube page for one of our premier events. This is the Southwest Cup. We've got 5 GymACT teams. The Arizona State guys have 2 different lineups, so we have 6 events going at the same time. And I got to keep talking about this, Senator. You look around in here, there's got to be 1,000 people in here, and that is so exciting because I mean I covered Big Ten championships a few years ago. Or I'm sorry, not Big Ten. We called it Pac-12. This was before the creation of GymACT. We had a few people in there, and I mean we're talking we might have had 500 people in the building. So
yeah.
Just to see that number double, and we don't have back then, you know, we were hosting Stanford, we were hosting a couple other people, you know, with some big names, and to not have that and to have almost 1,000 people in this building right now is just so exciting. So if you want to get involved, go to gymact.org and check out all the different ways you can get involved. See where the closest GymACT team is to you. If you have the financial means to donate to the organization, you know, it is a nonprofit and it helps. All the proceeds definitely help. You know, check in and do everything. And I'm sorry, there's something going on in the venue here. Let's see. Oh, this is awesome. They are going to sing happy birthday to Coach Rob. Today would have been his 48th birthday.
Absolutely beautiful. Coach Rob was such an important part of the Arizona State brand, and he stopped coaching the collegiate team, I want to say about a year ago, and has solely focused his time over on that junior program, and he worked day in and day out to coach those boys, and it's just beautiful to see them come together like that.
It's amazing. I've been here. Sorry, I'm choking up a little bit. I've been here 6 sessions, and every session they give that same speech, and it just doesn't get easier. He worked so hard to serve so many, the TNT community here in Arizona, obviously the men's community. He had a hand in some of the women's community. I mean, his reach was just so far. And one of the great things, I want to try to spin this a little bit positive. He was when Coach Rob was diagnosed. I believe he was diagnosed or actually started symptoms in 2018 and then diagnosed, I believe, in 20. I believe it took about a year and a half for him to actually get diagnosed with ALS. He was told he had 2 years left. Well, you do quick math. He lived for, I believe, almost 9 years with such an incredible and just strange disorder that we don't have a full understanding of. And it was just amazing to watch him fight with everything he had. So the guys are out here fighting in his honor and in his spirit. And so you're going to keep seeing some things to honor him, as it is very fresh. So we're going to get back to the gymnastics here and see how the Arizona guys, and not just the Arizona guys, but all of GymACT, continues to honor him in what he would have wanted, which is a great Southwest Cup. So here we go. We've got Rocky Mountain Mavericks on floor exercise right now. Got a beautiful set here. Looking real good. Nice clean stick. The Mavericks, like we talked about, are going to be a little bit newer of a team, so you're not going to see a ton of extremely high skill gymnastics like you'll see at US Championships or even NC2As, but you're going to see a lot of really clean gymnastics as they build, because you've got to lay that foundation with a little bit cleaner gymnastics and build to some bigger gymnastics. So they're going to start with some smaller sets, and then they're even getting into some great bigger gymnastics here. So Mavericks coming in, should see 1 to 2 more skills here. Nice double full there as Iowa is up on parallel bars. It's going to be Aiden Murray for Iowa.
And we don't have it on camera, but Nicky Franz is getting ready for Baltimore, so you can see him just meditating, his eyes closed, visualizing his routine, going through all the motions in his head. So when he competes it, he's ready for it.
All right, and we have a score update, and this is a little crazy. Are you guys ready for this one? After rotation number 1, Iowa GymACT leads the competition at a 53.4. They're 1.4 over second place. That is so exciting to see them out here fighting with these bigger teams. Arizona State's gold team is coming in second at a 52.05. The Maroon Monsoon, which is the Maroon team from Arizona State, is at a 50.05. The Washington Huskies 48.1, Rocky Mountain Mavericks 46.4, and SC United 45.65. So there's going to be a great battle watching as we move to rotation number 2.
Absolutely. Nicky's putting down a fantastic set here. He's got to be one of the most consistent guys I've seen on pommel horse, and that is huge.
SCU high bar. We've got Santiago just coming forward, rolling out of that dismount there. But super strong set other than that forward roll. All right, we're on still rings now with Jonah Hahn. I apologize. I believe this is not Jonah. I believe our lineup is wrong here. See if we can get a corrected name. All right, and in the background, we're going to see a nice vault here coming in from Trey Thompson on vault. Let's see what he's got. Huge Kazamatsu. Did he stick that? Fun thing, we've got an instant replay for you guys here. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Let's transition over to this, our instant replay. This is what just happened. Let's see, did he stick that vault? We're gonna keep an eye on that left-hand camera. Nice big. Oh, the smallest of hops. The tiniest, and we are back live here. Oh, I thought he had a stick. It is so rare to see a stuck vault like that, so that was gonna be exciting. All right, we're on floor exercise with the Mavericks. This is Gavin from Mavericks here. See what he's got for us as we're waiting for SC United's. This should be Arthur waiting for SC United on high bar.
Yeah, here goes Luke Rodriguez up on the pommel horse. Freshman on the Arizona State team.
There's so much gymnastics to keep track of. All right, big release there. SC United going, it looked like he was trying to go for a straight Tkachev and just missed the bar there.
Yeah, Arizona State Maroon team. That's going to be Oliver putting down a nice cause on vault.
Arizona State's gold team is fighting their heart out here on pommel horse.
Yeah, Luke is a fast swinger. I think he's going for the dismount now. That's a hit.
That's a nice hit set there for Arizona State.
Pommel horse is very important. If you can get 4 hit routines on pommel horse, you're doing pretty good on the all-around as a team.
Absolutely. Championships are won and lost on pommel horse and high bar. SCU putting up a huge full twisting double layout there. Nice way to finish that set as we join Iowa on parallel bars. I believe this is going to be Jake from Iowa GymACT. As we've got the Huskies here on rings, and these guys are ones to watch. This should be Connor, I apologize, up here on still rings. They are normally very, very strong on rings. Beautiful back of Bryce handstand there. Absolutely no check of that handstand. Little wobble once he held it. Lock arm back of Bryce. He is in trouble. He's got to calm down. Mitigates that swing very nicely. And just a back layout dismount. Must be nursing an injury of some kind. The nice thing is in that new code, it doesn't kill guys to not have a giant dismount. It only takes, 3 to 5 tenths off of their potential score. So not the end of the world. We're joining the Rocky Mountain Mavericks on floor with Ethan King.
And here goes for that handstand. You can see a little elbow check, but he's gonna bring it too good.
All right, Mavericks on floor, big double full, small hot back. As SCU's on high bar. Should be looking at Zach on high bar. Another missed release. Oh no. Man, that is rough. You never want to see that. Like we talked about, one miss is okay. A second one makes it hard. It's 4 at 5 count format, so one fall isn't going to count, but that second fall is definitely going to take a score. All right. We're joining Sammy Walker here for AMG on pommel horse. This kid's been fun to watch. He's an Arizona native, so been able to watch his junior career turn into a senior career. And Sammy is a powerful athlete, and as a junior had a really hard time controlling it, making it look good. But man, in college, he's definitely learned how to get that under control.
Yeah, let me tell you, he knows how to make it look good now. This routine has been spotless so far. Looks like he's winding up for a dismount now. If he can hit this clean, this will be great. A fight, but he's going to turn it around.
Holy cow, I thought he was coming off that horse.
Incredible.
Zach from SCU winding up big full twisting double back and just stumbles back on the mat there.
I don't even think Sammy was going for that dismount. I think he was falling off.
We're joining Rafe.
He pulled it around.
From Iowa, and that's a stuck dismount from from Iowa there. I believe they are still called the Hawkeyes, as they have a good relationship with the school. What a stuck double front. You do not see that very often. It's great to see Iowa in here fighting. They won that first rotation. We'll see how long they can stay up on top of that podium. All right, we're on still rings right now. We were with Drake Minsel from Washington. Some great giant work, staying clear of those straps. One of the big deductions you look for on rings. They're not allowed to touch the straps at all. Their forearm can touch the ring, but they cannot make contact with the straps. Doing well. Very interesting, another back layout from Washington on still rings. This could either be, some injury mitigation, just keeping those lower extremities healthy through the season, as it is a long season, or it could be a strategy from the coaches of just going for sticks rather than risking the bigger dismounts that are going to take a 3/10 step. They could just be looking for some really clean hit sets there. Be interesting to see how that develops, see if that's a trend we watch throughout their lineup.
Yeah, if you're not too familiar with gymnastics, sometimes difficulty isn't the way to win. There's 2 ways a score is tallied up, and that's with execution and difficulty. Difficulty is tallied up from all the skills you do. Each skill has a certain difficulty and a certain amount of attempts for doing that difficulty, and that is added up, and that's your difficulty. And your execution, everybody starts with a 10.0 execution, and every knee bend, every toe flex, every elbow bend, every step, every fall, that all deducts from the execution score. So if you can top out your execution score, a small difficulty can beat those higher difficulty routines who may not be as clean.
Absolutely, and that's what I like to refer to as playing the game. Everybody's got a different ideology, a different way to do things, and you know what? If it works, it's not wrong.
Absolutely not. We have Aiden Myers on pommel horse, a senior, doing a great routine right now. Very clean. This is huge. If he hits this, ASG is 3 for 3 on pommel horse. 3 beautiful routines. They are looking good. On high bar, we got Harrison Brandt.
As Washington
Or,
comes
excuse
up
me,
to still
sorry,
rings.
I'm looking at the wrong team. That was Colin Killian over at high bar, just dismounted.
And this is Drake Minsel from the Huskies here on rings. They've been looking really strong. Beautiful Yamawaki work. That's Yamawaki and Johannesson. That's that double forward flip or double salto in between the rings, still holding on to them. Dropping right into that iconic iron cross. Those were so much in this league. Some beautiful gymnastics going on here.
Wow, an unorthodox dismount on rings. Was that a front 1.5?
It was. That was a Rudy front 1.5 and a stuck one at that. I believe that is a B in the code of points, so that's going to be worth 2/10, and then he gets double the value because it's a dismount. So that's 4/10 to his start value right there, and done very nicely.
Yeah, that's nice. Here goes the fourth competitor for Arizona State's gold team, Mark Davis, going up junior on the team right now. He is a pommels guy. I believe this will be the only event he competes. So you are looking at a good routine here.
Mark is a taller athlete. That's why it looks like he swings a little bit slower, but it also means his hip extension is so good on this event. Up for the dismount. And that's not the dismount he was planning to do, I believe, but it was a strong hit. You can tell how excited he is. You can hear him in the background. Man, being a pommel specialist is so hard because that's all you do. So everything you do is down to that one routine. We are up on high bar with Xavier Eng for SCU. We're down to our last couple routines this rotation. It's been another exciting one here. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, Harrison Brandt from Iowa hopping up on P-bars right now.
All right, we're gonna go back to our double camera. Should be able to see his parallel bar routine just in the background there. SCU and Iowa up as the Huskies take to still rings. This should be Zach Murray, I believe, is their last guy up on rings. So SCU bringing a huge full twisting double layout with the tiniest hop. I thought he was gonna stick that.
A double front from P-bars.
Wow, a Maltese. He didn't do a Nakayama. He did a Maltese pull out 2 cross and then pulls out of his L cross, or into his L cross. Wow, Zach Murray is strong. Here we go, we're gonna get into some swing elements now. That back up rise to handstand, it's required skill. As soon as he dismounts, we'll be headed over to Pommel Horse with Elliot Foster. We are seeing an inverted iron cross here at the Southwest Cup, and it's done well. Holy cow, what do they put in the water in Washington? We're gonna bring a little better view of this. These guys are swinging hard, both routines doing super well. Dismount from Zach with a small hop as Elliot's right there in the foreground, swinging like crazy. Up for his dismount. And that's another hit set. Interesting talk about, I believe that was actually that was a completed routine for Arizona's gold team there. I thought that was gonna be a what we call an exhibition set. If a guy's doing an all around, they can go after the team lineup has gone. And it looks like that's what we're gonna see from Isaiah Malay here on Pommel Horse. You see interim head coach Evan Shaw there. He's a very highly ranked judge, and the interim head coach of the Arizona State team giving some last minute pointers, making sure Isaiah is ready to hit this set.
Absolutely, it's those little pointers that a coach can give you that maybe you aren't thinking of right then, and that can save the routine. The small things build up, especially at an apparatus like Pommel Horse.
Absolutely, and this is another really hard thing to do in this sport. Isaiah's standing there. Judges are still talking about Elliot Foster's routine there. And depending on what the routine is before you, sometimes it takes a second for those judges to come up to a final judgment, which means you can get iced out. You can stand there and have to wait. You know, you're mentally ready. Your mental preparation and physical preparation meet one moment, which is when you get to salute your routine. And sometimes guys will get so excited that prep comes too early, and then they've got to be strong enough to be able to handle this pressure right here. Isaiah is known for being able to hit sets, so if I was a betting man, I think we're going to see another hit set here for Isaiah and his all-around hunt.
Absolutely, that would be incredible to see Arizona going 6 for 6 on Pommel Horse. or excuse me, I think even going 7 for 7 on pommel horse is unheard of. That would be incredible.
All right, here we go. Isaiah Millay up on horse. We're gonna turn the magic up. We got a microphone in the middle of the floor over here by pommel horse. Let you guys enjoy the sound of gymnastics, as I call it.
Wow, what a save there.
Fighting like crazy to stay on this horse. Very nice. You hear the team in the background just getting louder. Looks like he's getting a little tired. He's got to fight. Going for a dismount, up and over. That's another hit set.
Arizona State going 7 for 7 on pommel routines. I can't even say when the last time I've seen that happen.
Which is wild because, Senator, if you remember from their inner squad, we sat there and watched maybe 5 guys from the whole team stay on, and that was just in early December. That was 2.5 months ago. So head coach Evan Shaw definitely putting some pressure on his pommel lineup to stay on because, as I said, championships are won and lost on pommel horse and high bar. Missed releases and missed pommel sets can definitely take the top dogs down. And this year, I think it is going to be a mad dog fight at Nationals, waiting to see who's going to bring it home. It's either going to, I really think it's going to be Arizona State or Minnesota again.
Yeah.
However, I really, really, really don't know who that third spot's going to. And like we just talked about, Arizona State or Minnesota could bobble hard at Nationals, and it could really become anyone's game. One of the big things we've been talking about is the fact that in GymACT, there used to be just this big gap between what we called the big three, right? It was Washington, Minnesota, and Arizona. And over the last few years, we've just been watching that gap close slowly. And now there are just some mad dog fights out there of teams that you would not expect to be in the running to come out of nowhere and just be absolutely crushing it. All right, we do have team results from round 2. Event number 2 is in the books. Now we've got Arizona State AMG, their gold team, taking off out into a 106.6, taking the lead with a massive 54.55 team score on pommel horse. All right, Senator, you ready for this stat? This is crazy. Arizona State's gold team went 52.05 on floor, 54.55 on pommel horse.
If you would have told me that before we started this competition, I would have said you're lying.
And then it gets interesting. The Maroon Monsoon, which is the Maroon team lineup for Arizona State, is 4 points back at a 102.9. Iowa GymACT sliding to third, 101.35. Washington Huskies down at a 98.1. Their pommel horse started at a 48.1. That's definitely not what they wanted, and their still rings actually only coming up to a 50. Like we saw some of those dismounts. I have an odd feeling the coaching staff's playing this one just a little safe. That's why we're not seeing that normal monster of a ring lineup that you get from Washington. Rocky Mountain Mavericks sliding into 5th at a 95.6. So the battle between Washington and Mavericks is going to be really interesting. And then Washington and Iowa. And to be honest, the Rocky Mountain Mavs are within swinging distance of Iowa GymACT. So those 3 teams are very, very, very close. And SC United bringing up 6th place at an 88.2. And to be honest, that's a tight stack. AMG gold lineup is definitely starting to slide away a little bit. But then from 2nd to 6th is, we're talking less than, 14 points? That's tight. That's 2 bad lineups, as we just watched Iowa warm up a triple back off high bar that was unbelievably huge. There's going to be some more great gymnastics to come for sure.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see as this competition goes by how these teams are able to adapt. We've seen some close gymnastics, and GymACT is only getting more and more saturated. So watching that gap close in real time is incredible. Watching how much this sport has grown and the level of gymnastics that's being performed here is incredible to see.
Our current team standings. Team score is figured on the best 4 scores on each event. Each team can have up to 5.
There's some great gymnastics going on here.
After 2 rotations.
Oh.
95.6. Rocky Mountain. 98.1 Washington, 101.35 Iowa, 102.9 Maroon Monsoon, and going into event 3 in first place, 106.6 AFG.
Yeah, GymACT's getting insane. What is in the water in Iowa? Did you just see that?
A Slay double-double on Ibar. Beautiful.
Wow. These smaller teams that have only been going for a few years now are absolutely coming out swinging. That is probably the most stretched double-double I have seen in a very long time. So we're going to keep an eye there on Iowa. They might be a sleeper team. The last couple of years they've been a tiny little group of kind of ragtag guys, and I think they got something going there. So we're going to keep an eye on that high bar camera. Like I said, we've got 2 cameras so you get the best possible viewing experience on a new streaming platform that so far seems to be doing better than our old one. So we're going to try to bring you as much gymnastics as we possibly can. So unfortunately, we do apologize. We're talking about something that's not on the screen, but we'll do our best to bring you what we can. And there's a stuck 1.5 on vault from the Huskies there in the background, that left-hand camera. This is going to be an exciting rotation. Washington also normally very strong on vault, so they may have played it a little safe on rings because they may have something building up on there on vault. So this is going to be an exciting rotation. We've got SC United going to floor. The Mavericks take to pommel horse, which is going to be real interesting. See if they can make up some ground here, close their gap. The Arizona State gold team taking to still rings. That's going to be an exciting one to watch as Washington goes to vault. Maroon team is going to go to parallel bars, and Iowa GymACT headed to high bar. We're on floor exercise right now with Sam from SC United.
Very excited. Saw some exciting gymnastics during that 2-minute one touch. So I'm excited to see what these gymnasts are able to do. Right in front of us, rings, saw some big dismounts. Elliot Foster actually sticking that warm-up, so we'll see if he can do the same in competition.
Kelly from from Washington getting ready to vault, and you hear in the background this is another local guy. His nickname is Bob. His name's actually Austin Witt, but you hear the team in the background chanting B-O-B, and it is fantastic. It brings a smile to everybody's face when they do it.
Absolutely. He is somewhat of a mascot at Arizona State. We all give each other nicknames, and I don't think I've seen a nickname stick more than Bob has for Austin Witt. So anytime you hear that B.O.B. chant, you know he's about to hop up on an apparatus.
And that's part of that brotherhood we talked about earlier as Sam is coming in for a strong dismount for SC United.
Well done on floor.
Great floor exercise, just a small hop back there.
All right, and here goes Tyler Schrott for the Rocky Mountain Mavericks up on pommel horse.
Let's see what the Mavericks can get started here. They're in that hunt. And ladies and gentlemen, I just have to tell you, we are pushing about 70 people watching this live stream right now. So men's gymnastics picking up steam. Please feel free to share this. Make sure you tell all your friends about this GymACT YouTube page. We are definitely building to some great, phenomenal gymnastics as Bob finishes there on parallel bars for the Maroon Monsoon. And the Mavericks have a strong hit routine there on pommel horse.
And we got Hunter Fleshig for Arizona State's gold team up on rings right now.
As we're on high bar with Alexander Riley from Iowa GymACT.
Looks like we awesome iron cross from Fleshig on
That's
rings.
A triple back with a small step from Iowa GymACT.
Wow. Incredible. Hunter Fleshig. Back up rise L. He's keeping it clean. A little swing going on. We'll see if he can mitigate that. He does a great job. The name of the apparatus is still rings. How still you can keep those rings makes it easier on you.
As SCU has put up a fantastic floor set so far, he actually mounted with a double front down the side.
Double-double from Hunter Fleshig, a small hop. That is a great routine and a great dismount for Arizona State.
All right, we're back on floor with SC United. They're putting up some great results over here.
We got Brandon Carroll for the Arizona State Maroon team on P-bars, the Maroon Monsoon freshman.
And that's what we were talking about earlier. The Maroon team has really become kind of the JV. It's where some of these freshmen can get their feet wet in the college scene and really learn how to do this from college and, without having to compete for that gold team lineup that is so illustrious. All right, you hear the chant for Ronan. We're up on pommel horse with the Mavericks. It's going to be Ronan. We'll swing that camera right as soon as SCU is done on floor.
Awesome, and Brandon just finished up on P-bars. A shaky set, but it gets it done nonetheless. No falls. That's clean. Solomon Miller waiting for his turn up on rings for the gold team.
And unfortunately, Mavericks just struggling there as he's getting to his dismount, piked up his circle and came back off the horse. You see Coach Garrison there going over, talking to him, getting him set, ready to jump back up. When you come off the equipment, you are given 30 seconds, and that timer starts at the judge's discretion. If he thinks that you're injured or you may have an injury, they'll give you a little bit of extra time to make sure you are safe to come to hop back up. But you get 30 seconds, and these guys, how hard they train, how intense they train, it is a lot for them to only take 30 seconds after realizing that they messed up for their team and being able to jump back up and crush it. So here we go. Mavericks finishing off strong there as Arizona State's gold team is in the background. And we're on high bar with Iowa GymACT. This is Ethan with Iowa. They had some great warm-up turns. We're going to keep one eye on them because I think they could be a sneaker over there, where no one's going to see them coming, and all of a sudden they're going to be on the podium here at the Southwest Cup.
Yeah, Iowa is looking fantastic. They look like they can get their foot in the door up on those top 2 spots today. And a huge dismount, full twisting double layout, just going to cut it a little short.
And then we're headed to parallel bars with, I believe, this is Austin.
This is Alex, I believe, Alex Vasquez.
Awesome, just catching up there. The Huskies have had a great vault rotation there in the background.
Alex gearing up for a dismount, double back. Almost grabs the stick, a couple steps back, yeah. Great routine from Maroon. We got Sammy Walker, the freshman, waiting for his turn up on rings. Rocky Mountain, we got Caleb waiting.
And we're with Adam from SCU on floor exercise. This is what we try to avoid right here. No gymnastics being done, but SCU picking up right here. Floor judges clear their score, so we're going to be joining Adam right here on floor X. Huge front layout. Looks like that's a placeholder for most likely a double front with this code. But again, he's taped up on both angles. Anytime you see that, you know that they're going to play it a little safe. And on vault, we're joining, I believe this is going to be Austin on vault for the Huskies.
Yep, and on high bar, Max competing some good in-bar work. A nice half talk, a little bit past handstand, and it's tough to get your feet through your hands like that.
There's that single leg balance that fulfills the artistry requirement on floor exercise from SCU.
And a massive vault from Washington, Yurchenko 1.5, over-rotated that, and it looks like we're gonna get a stick over on high bar from Max at Iowa.
That was a full twisting double tuck that stuck.
Incredible, already on rings, Sammy Walker for the Arizona State gold team. This guy is strong, see some good skills here.
That's a back breast straddle plunge, and that's the way it's supposed to be done. Arms locked, turned all the way out. Our floor camera will swing around and catch the rest of Sammy's routine here.
Absolutely, Evan Lacey for the Maroon team hopping up on P-bars right now.
See associate coach Tone, or Anthony Mills, he was on team with me in roughly around 2018. Love that guys come back and get back to the program like that. So we got Sammy coming in for that dismount, double-double.
Ooh, and his hand touched the ground.
Oh. He kept his knee off the ground, just took the step, but then just had to touch the hand. Evan Lacey just stumbles back off the mat on parallel bars there.
Already, Elliot Foster is going to be going up next on rings. He's going to do his best to get those points back that Sammy lost on that dismount. Nonetheless, a great routine from Sammy. Same with Evan Lacey. Just those dismounts are so hard to pinpoint and grab those landings without getting those steps in. Very volatile.
And Senator, this is, we're gonna change it up and introduce you guys to some people. Right here, you guys check out a bunch of the junior athletes here. This is one of my favorite parts about this meet. This is Coach Rob's junior guys out here supporting their college team. Love to see that as we go back to the gymnastics here. This is what it's all about. SC United putting up a huge double front from Parker.
Yeah, we got Rainey, sorry, not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, from Rocky Mountain up on pommel horse.
I believe this is going to be Rafe. Interesting. Hard to see. Going for a layout to Kochev. Not sure if you got credit. Your body can only have 45 degrees of deviation, which actually isn't that much. Fighting. All that noise you're hearing, we have an ambient microphone in the middle of the pommel horse area, and the Mavericks are going nuts for this set. We apologize, we're not quite getting it to you, but it is a hit set from the Mavericks.
Dismount on high bar from Iowa, double twisting, double layout. Incredible, super stretched, a big step. And we have Brendan on P-bars for the Maroon team, and Elliot Foster hopping up for gold. Arizona State on rings.
As SCU just comes up a little short on that double pike.
A front uprise V from Elliot Foster. You don't see that skill very often. It is so hard to get your feet that close to your head like that.
You see him back there in the background of the pommel horse camera, that right-hand camera. You can see Elliot on the still rings back there while we wait for the Mavericks to put up their next guy.
Elliot staying very clean. Here he goes. We're going to see a dismount here soon. Double-double.
2 flips, 2
and
twists.
A stick. Incredible. I think that they're going to give him credit.
Oh, they did, because the mat came up with him, but his foot did not move on the mat. That was incredible. I thought they weren't going to give him the stick, but they definitely did on a double-double. That is an E value dismount, so if you follow along, A, B, C, D, E, it's the 5th letter in the alphabet, which means it's worth 0.5 of a point. He gets double value for that for the dismount, so that skill alone is worth 1 point. And when you can stick something like that, it definitely is going to translate to a massive score.
Absolutely.
All right,
that's exactly what we saw from him in warm-up, and he's going to do the same in competition. But over on floor, Colin for SC United.
It's been a great rotation, SC United. Somebody said it in the comments earlier, it's great to see them back at a healthy size, and man, are they at a healthy size, and not only a healthy size, but healthy gymnastics. Some big, big stuff coming from them over there.
Yep, and Rocky Mountain, we got Gavin Roby hopping up on pommel horse. They've had a pretty okay stint on pommel horse right now for Rocky Mountain. I believe they've only had 1 missed routine.
As we're watching Harrison over here on high bar from Iowa GymACT. Half talk, just shy of handstand there. It's only going to be 1/10.
Good up. Straddle to Kochev. Done well.
We do apologize, we're not able to show you every single routine. Judges are supposed to be waiting for the announcer to call, but I think they're getting a little anxious because there's so much great gymnastics going on. We'll continue to bring you everything we've got as Iowa comes in for a big full twisting double layout with just a 3/10 step back. Wow, Iowa has definitely come up. They are going to be somebody to watch as we head into championship season.
Absolutely. Colin finishing his full routine with a double pike, only a small step there. And for Arizona State's gold team, Nikki Franz hopping up on rings. This guy is incredibly strong. You'll see that Maltese right there, just completely parallel with the ground.
And this guy is strong.
There's another one, and he's not done yet. I believe we're going to see a straight planche. There it is.
And it's going to push to handstand, if I remember correctly. Just bailing out, swinging to handstand. Very smart. In preseason, he was working on pressing out of that, which is unbelievable. Swinging to handstand both ways, like kids swing on a swing set, man. It is gorgeous, gorgeous gymnastics. I believe he does a slightly simpler dismount than we saw from Elliot. We're going to see a full twisting double tuck, but he does it very well.
Very consistent. He sticks this almost every time.
Just a small hop on that. That's going to be a huge score for Arizona State's gold team there.
Alrighty, for Iowa, Jake Pori hopping up on high bar.
And this is going to be Iowa's last guy. They've had a great rotation. I honestly couldn't tell you where the scores are going to land after this rotation. Mavericks had most of their guys stay on a horse, so they're going to stay in the game. However, it is very hard to score extremely high on a horse, so I have a feeling we're going to see them slip back just a little bit. Part of the thing about gymnastics scoreboards is you really kind of have to know where they've competed and where they haven't. Typically, vault scores the highest. Huge double layout from Iowa, and that's a stick. Wow, Iowa is coming back with vengeance. So great to see.
That's what they needed to do. Washington was the team on vault, so they're probably going to have a very high score coming in after this third rotation. So I'm excited to see if Iowa's able to beat them out on high bar.
A lot of great gymnastics this rotation as we head to Isaiah Malay. And this is going to be an exhibition set. So this is going to be just for his all-around. So this is not for the benefit of the team. It's just for his personal all-around. And GymACT is definitely gaining some ground. It's not official, but there's some things that might come at GymACT Nationals that guys are going to be able to qualify onto bigger meets from GymACT Nationals if they compete all around. So you're going to see more guys going after that all around spot. Guys like Isaiah Malay right here. Huge, let's call it Johannesson into a Yamawaki. Like I said, skills are named after whoever did them first. Does those very well. You see his cables staying nice and slack through his elements. Into his swing handstand work or giant work.
Yep, I think we're going to see a double-double from Isaiah.
Let's see what he's got. 2 flips, 2 twists. Oh, and just pikes it in, has that angle in his hips that causes him to fall backwards there. Other than that, a great routine from Isaiah.
Yeah, just a little too much sauce on the dismount, but that'll do it with our third rotation. So coming into quote-unquote halftime of this gymnastics competition, I'm excited to see where these teams land and how close this competition is.
Absolutely, I really don't know where they're going to land. And I apologize, we're going to have one quick technical glitch here. Let's see if this...
Coming to you live from Sandy, Utah at the Mountain America.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and bring you a quick reminder of how season ended last year, because it was an exciting one at GymACT Nationals in Sandy, Utah. So we're going to take a quick look. This was created by Jonah from Washington. He's been helping out with some editing and stuff like that. So we're going to give you a quick recap of how Nationals went down for 2025 as we head into championship season and qualifying to Nationals 2026.
Coming to you live from Sandy, Utah at the Mountain America Exposition Center. Welcome to the 2025 GymACT National Championships. The guys are warmed up, they just marched in, and it's about to go down. Double. You see Coach Tabor, you're after the Mavs going nuts. That was incredible. That's a bad level right there. Double from Minnesota. That's huge for them. We're going to go to Patrick Ganger. Here it comes. Can he put it on the bar? Yes! That is going to send Arizona State home, retaking their crown as the king of GymACT.
All right, we are back here in Chandler, Arizona, where it's sunny, beautiful, and great gymnastics. These guys are on their 4th event. We call this the turn, similar to golf, where you make your turn to the clubhouse halfway through your round. That's what we're in right here in this gymnastics meet. We've had 3 exciting rounds of gymnastics, and we have a score update, and it's getting crazy. We have Arizona's gold team at a 158.0 at the halfway point. They have stayed well into the 50s on all events, rings going 51.4. Here's where it gets crazy. Iowa GymACT staying in 2nd place at a 148.9, just 9.1 back. That's a pretty healthy gap, but anything can go down in these last couple of routines. So Iowa's got to keep the pressure on Arizona, and Arizona has to stay strong as they push in their final 3. Washington, here's where another one. Iowa GymACT 148.9. Washington after vault 148.55. So we're going to watch that super tight battle between those two, with the Maroon Monsoon only 0.55 back from Washington at a 148, and Rocky Mountain Mavericks staying in the fight at a 139.5 as SC United stumbles on floor a little bit at a 136.45. But again, we are talking from 2nd place to 6th place only being less than 12 points. It's a pretty healthy spread, but we still have a lot of gymnastics left to go, so anything can happen. Make sure you guys keep it locked right here, GymACT YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and you hit that like button, as this is where all the championship events will be streamed. We're working on bringing the highest quality stream we possibly can to our championship events. So bear with us as we continue. Like I said, we are all volunteers. This is all volunteer hours and equipment. So if you have the ability to hop on gymact.org and help us out, that is so greatly appreciated. If not, make sure you hit all of our social medias, like, subscribe, all the things, because in this day and age, that's how you can best support this amazing, amazing organization. So we are back, ready to go. Iowa GymACT is going to be going to floor exercise after delivering a huge blow during rotation number 3. SC United is going to be going to pommel horse. Rocky Mountain Mavericks headed to still rings. Arizona State's goal team headed to vault as we watched Ronan throw down his first big vault. Washington headed to parallel bars as the Maroon Monsoon heads to high bar. Here we go. All right, we are currently on floor exercise with Jake from Iowa GymACT as we are waiting for Ryan Heck from Washington to take to parallel bars. Front 1 1/4, you don't see those very often anymore. Used to be a type of skill that you had to do. Not anymore. Showing off that strength there on floor exercise. It's a straight plunge. Fulfills element group 1, which is their non-acrobatics. Even on floor exercise, you're not allowed to flip for one skill in the routine. Goes that front layout, trying to stick, just scooting his foot. This is going to be a 1/10er. All right, Ryan Heck jumping up on parallel bars for Washington Huskies. Ryan Heck, here we go, on parallel bars.
Starting off rotation number 4.
I apologize, it looks like our internet's lagging just a little bit. It should catch up here in just a minute. Everyone says just a quick prayer to the internet gods. All right, and we are up on pommel horse with Sam from SCU. SCU has definitely shown that they are in a real rebuilding phase and they're pulling back strong. Let's see what they've got here. We've got a camera right in the middle of them. Let's listen in.
Massive double back from Ryan on Washington. That's going to close out their first routine on P-bars. And taking the rings, we're going to see Cody Myers from Rocky Mountain.
All right, see what Rocky Mountain can do. They definitely slid back a little bit in this last rotation. They're in 5th currently. They're well within striking distance of the Maroon Monsoon. So let's see if they can kind of make up some ground. However, Maroon Monsoon is on vault right now, so it's going to be a little tricky for them to come back, but they can definitely get it.
Absolutely. Quinn on high bars, starting off the Maroon Monsoon. Looking good so far. A huge straddle to Kachev. And he's just not going to make the giant after.
So again, 30 seconds. That's going to start as soon as he comes off the bar because there is no question about his safety. So he's got 30 seconds to go over, talk to Coach Tone there in the background, get his head together, and go back for that release. It was his first release, so he is missing an element group, which is worth 5/10 of a point on its own, plus the C value for the skill, which is going to be 3/10. So he's got to repeat it. Let's see if he can put his head back together and get his hands on this rail.
It's going to be very important. Oh, it looks like he's not going to do it.
Very interesting decision. Mark from SCU just coming off the horse there. This is why I shouldn't talk about pommel horse. It's been going well all night. I got excited. I apologize.
All right, Nolan Levy from Iowa taking the floor, first pass.
Stomping that double front for that first pass.
Incredible. That's a blind landing that is hard to do. Probably one of the most satisfying things you'll ever experience, sticking a double front. I encourage everyone to at least stick one double front in their life.
Absolutely true. I was actually in this building when I stuck my first one in competition, and again, to this day, I will never forget that feeling. I couldn't agree with you more. It is one of the top 2 best feelings in the entire sport. The greatest feeling is catching your first release move on high bar.
Absolutely. Oh, that's a groundbreaking moment in a gymnast's career when they hit that first release. The scariest thing possibly in the sport. A huge triple full stick on floor. Nolan came to play. This is an incredible floor routine so far.
And that was Washington putting up, I believe that was Austin just finishing up for Washington there on parallel bars. The Huskies are definitely putting their name back into this ring. And we've got 3 more events left to go here. And that's another thing, as athletes and coaches look back at that team scoreboard and they see where they're standing, they have to remember what events they've done and the guys ahead of them what events they've done. Because again, if you started on horse and the guys you're trying to take on started on vault, they're definitely going to be ahead of you. So you got to stay calm and push one event at a time. As we join the maroon team on high bar with Alexander Vasquez. Starting with a nice Zulu min there. It's that full twisting giant. As we're waiting for, I believe, Wyatt Healy to start on horse. And we've got Caleb up on still rings for Rocky Mountain Mavs, and this guy is strong.
Absolutely, we just saw a great straddle to content from Alex, and a one-arm giant too. Gearing up for the dismount. A double back, he's gonna take a small step back. That's a good routine for the Maroon Monsoon.
All right, Mavericks are up on still rings here. So we're catching up on vault here.
Here goes, 2.5, a small step.
Wow.
Incredible, that is a huge vault from Hunter Fleshig. That's gonna be a big score for Arizona State's gold team.
And their gold team is running away with this meet, and it's gonna be hard to catch them when they're sprinting like that.
Absolutely, Wyatt, SC United on pommel horse, fighting to stay on, and he's gonna keep it going for the dismount.
Wow.
Back and forth, that's incredible.
He hung his leg up on the horse, and I thought there's no way he's gonna keep this thing going, and man, oh man, he swung right through that.
You can hear him celebrating that. Incredible. On floor for Iowa, we have Aiden Murray.
See what he's got here.
Oh, on P-Bars, Washington, we saw, a small fall from Aiden on floor. Just overcooked that a little bit too much, went to his hands.
And sometimes going to your hands isn't the end of the world. If it's a brush, it's 5/10. However, if I think you showed support, which I believe he did, it's going to be a 1-point fall, unfortunately, as Zach Murray from Washington finishes up a great parallel bar set for them.
All right, Aiden Murray catching his breath a little bit with a press handstand and a back layout, gearing in to the last moments of his floor routine. It's so important to get those few breaths in that you have on floor. He's going to take a few more on the scale.
Isaiah Malay just threw down a beautiful 2.5, also known as Driggs on vault. It's going to be real hard to catch that Arizona State's gold team at this point.
Absolutely. Iowa firing back. Aiden Murray sticking that double pike. That's going to make up for that double front.
And on parallel bars right now, we have Xavier Eng for SC United and Ethan King in the background there on still rings for the Mavericks. There's so much great gymnastics going on right now. This is what I call ADOG, attention deficit O gymnastics, as Xavier just fights as hard as he can for that dismount and just buckles his hand. Definitely not going to get credit. So again, 30 seconds, gets to repeat it. It is the only event in the entire sport of men's gymnastics that if you fall on your dismount or don't receive credit, you get to repeat it. Nice double back there from the Mavericks.
Here he goes up, and he makes that dismount.
Fantastic. That's what we call stopping the bleeding, right? He had a fall, he took a deep breath, he came back and knew he had to fight for his team, and that's exactly what he did. We're on parallel bars with Drake Minsel. Beautiful start there. Don't see that drop cast half very often. Peach pushing it to handstand, great fight.
Absolutely, Robert Taylor for the Maroon Monsoon on high bar. We saw him miss his Tkachev earlier in his routine, so he's gearing up for the dismount now. A stick would do him very well. A nice stalter straight to handstand, very clean. We saw a peach half there on P-bars. Very well for Washington. Robert's gonna finish that with a small step on his double back. Iowa taking the floor hot with Max Rakut. 2.5 twisting front layout.
As Murray finished up, Minsel, I apologize, finished up strong for the Huskies on parallel bars.
All right, so you'll see Arizona State's gold team, they're already done with their vault rotation. Vault is a very high-paced event, and it's a high-scoring event too.
Fun statistic, a vault specialist at the Olympic Games is the second shortest performance of the entire Summer Olympics. The only people who perform for less time at the Olympic Games is going to be shot putters, actually. So vault is normally only 6 seconds long from the time you put your hand up to the time you're done.
And that is nerve-wracking. 4 years for 6 seconds. That's how much of a mental game goes into gymnastics. And we're going to see Iowa finish off their floor routine with a double back. Well done for Max. Yeah, up on rings. Jackson for Rocky Mountain. And Pommel Horse trying to finish up that routine. Marin Stum from SC United. A fall early in the routine. He's trying to clean it up, stop that bleeding. And the best part of that 30 seconds you get after that fall is regrouping and trying to give the best second half of that routine as you can.
Does a very nice job there. Mavericks in the background definitely picking up a lot of swing, but mitigates it into the dismount. Back 1.5. These guys have some very unique ring dismounts. I believe that is going to be I believe that's actually a C value dismount. It's worth the same as a full twisting double back we saw from Nikki Franz earlier. Just a hop forward on it. Some great gymnastics. As I said, unfortunately, it does look like some of our internet's struggling a little bit on that left-hand camera, so I do apologize if we're showing your favorite athlete and it's chopping up a little bit, but we're doing our best here to bring you every second of gymnastics we can, so hopefully it's coming through great for you guys at home.
Hopefully we got this brand new streaming system, I believe, built by an Arizona gymnast, Mark Davis. You saw him on Pommel Horse earlier. Smart minds on this Arizona team building the whole wave so we can stream to you guys, and I was very impressed by that live replay earlier. I didn't think we had that capability. That impressed me, but going over to floor.
Whoa.
Rafe Schaffner starting off with a double front. Incredible. Ooh, a 3.5.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
a lot of twists, and he landed beautifully.
What are they putting in the water in Iowa? Because I want some. Huge
Right.
double full for that side pass. And just look at his presentation, right? You look at him on the floor, and he just looks like he's, strolling down the street with his mom, He's just hanging out. He's doing his thing. And that's what judges are looking for, and that's what's going to reward extremely well. Over on high bar for the Maroon Monsoon, we're with Oliver Black. As we're continuing to watch Rafe just put on a clinic on floor exercise for Iowa GymACT.
Absolutely. One of the best things you can do as a gymnast is make it look easy. That's how you know. And look at that, a 2.5 front layout stuck. Again, this kid is on fire.
Right into that. Unfortunately, that right there, that scale is a required element. There are a few other ways you can get that requirement now, but some guys are staying with that scale. And you know what? I'm going to call it right now, Senator. That's your champion for the night on floor.
Oh, absolutely. That was a monster routine, some huge skills and great landings. That's how you put up a high score.
Absolutely. Phenomenal work there from Rafe. Iowa's going to be putting up and getting some pressure there on Arizona. However, Arizona had such a great vault rotation. I don't think it's going to be enough to catch him. And we're back on high bar with Oliver. Struggled to miss that a second ago, but he's back on the bar for his team.
Making up that skill like we talked about earlier. That element group is important to fulfill those requirements. You get a lot of points from that and a full twisting double tuck. And he's going to only have a small hop there.
As our camera's going to turn here in just a second to join Everett from Washington on the parallel bars.
A back up rise to mount a Diamondov. Oh, and he's just going to go a little bit off center on that Diamondov and a quarter. He's going to regroup, take that 30 seconds, get a breather, and get mentally ready to perform the rest of his routine.
Up on floor for Iowa, Harrison Brink.
And up there we go. All right, we're back on parallel bars now. And we're on floor exercise. We're on floor with Iowa's last guy. This is going to be Harrison. Let's see if he can keep going. Pretty rare we're going to see something bigger than what we just saw from Rafe there. And on parallel bars, we're with Everett. Had that fall earlier, but finishes strong with an awesome dismount there.
Yep, Trey Thompson hopping up on high bar for the Maroon Monsoon. Very clean. Big Tkachev. Just missed it, a little bit too far back. Rocky Mountain on rings, keep it steady.
Yep. Rocky Mountain coming in for a big dismount. Unfortunately, I think our floor routine and our ring routine is going to finish at the same time. Our microphone's right next to the Mavericks bench. That's why it's getting so loud, this beautiful routine.
Yeah, you weren't able to see it, but a huge double twisting double tuck from Rocky Mountain, finishing off their rings rotation. Floor as well, finishing off with the 2.5. And now we're waiting on Trey Thompson over on high bar, who's going to finish up this 4th rotation. Going for that Tkachev, and he misses it the 2nd time. Now here's where it gets tricky. Do you go for a 3rd attempt at this Tkachev? Most people don't. At this point, it's a little too far gone. The gymnast is just, it's not in the cards today. His brain's just not having it. And we'll see what they decide to do, but best case scenario, he goes and he skips and he goes on with the rest of his routine, and he does it as cleanly as possible.
I think that's what we're going to see here. You know, missing it twice is hard, but putting up that 3rd one, normally you're just gassed and out of breath, so you've got to pick up in other ways. So let's see what we've got here.
Nice Stalter. You can see he's trying to keep it as clean as possible, hitting those lines straight in handstand. Beautiful.
Right to handstand like you were talking about. Same thing, right to handstand. That's where he's got to put in mistakes behind him and finish strong. Nice big double tuck. Oh, and just stumbles it forward. And that's another thing, you know, it's not only the mental exhaustion, but the physical exhaustion when you're having a tough routine is unbelievable. All right, we are done with rotation number 4, and we're going to see what those results look like here in just a second as they get run over to us. But there's going to be some good stuff coming in rotation number 5 here. Rotation number 5 is going to be really exciting. We're going to have the Maroon Monsoon, which is that 2nd lineup from Arizona State, going to the floor exercise. Iowa GymACT is going to go to Pommel Horse, and that's going to be, this is what's going to make it or break it for Iowa. You know, they have been absolutely throwing down all night. Let's see if they can keep their momentum going on Pommel Horse. SC United is going to be taking to Still Rings. They're normally pretty strong there, so they might be able to make up some ground. Rocky Mountain Mavericks is going to get the bump in their score, going to vault. And Arizona State's gold team is going to be going to parallel bars. That's going to be another one to watch. They're normally very strong there. And Washington going to high bar. And this is what's going to be interesting.
All right, you can see Arizona State, you might have heard him, Luke Rodriguez throwing out shirts to the audience, keeping them engaged. This is what you love to see at gymnastics competitions.
And Washington this round is actually only going to have 4 competitors on high bar, so every high bar set for Washington is going to count in this round. That's going to be intense. The pressure on all 4 of those guys, knowing that no matter what they do, it's going to count for that team score, is going to be extremely difficult. And here we go. I've got results being handed to me right now, so let's take a look. After rotation number 4, no surprise here, Arizona State's gold team running away with it just a little bit, a 213.3. They are almost 13 points over Iowa GymACT, holding on to a strong 2nd place at 200.4. That 4 rotation for them went 51.5, only 5 tenths behind, 5.5 tenths behind the current floor exercise champion, which is Arizona State's gold team. Then we're on to 3rd place of Washington, 196.35, whereas Washington is headed to high bar. They've got to have all 4 of those hits, but then the Iowa GymACT is headed to Pommel Horse, so that's going to be an interesting battle to watch. Iowa versus Washington, try to hold on to that 2nd and 3rd place. The Maroon Monsoon, 6 points back from Washington at a 190.65. Really, really strong there with Rocky Mountain right behind them at a 187.3, so less than 3 points, or right around 3 points there between 4th and 5th. And the SCU staying in this fight at 180.2, 7 points back from the Mavs. So this is going to be an interesting couple of rotations here. I know some of those spreads sound pretty big, but in the sport of gymnastics, one of my favorite quotes of all time. In gymnastics, you just never know.
Nope, you never do know. And we'll see, hopefully Arizona State's gold team can keep that momentum going from vault on P-bars. They do have a strong P-bar lineup, so I think they can keep it. If they can just hit some strong sets, I think they can run away with it. But again, you never do know. Iowa's just coming in hot. An incredible floor rotation. If they can do what they did on floor on Pommel Horse, it might come down to the wire. Who knows? Iowa may be able to edge Arizona out of that 1st place.
And that would be incredible. You know, we're both Arizona State alums, but I kind of want to see a mad dog fight here at the end. So we're going to see what happens if Iowa can keep the pressure on them. You know, they're 13 points back. That's a lot to make up, no joke. But if Iowa's got some good construction, other routines on Pommel Horse, and they can get good, clean hits going, and, you know, if Arizona stays on, I don't think there's any catching them. However, the other thing Iowa's got to look out for is Washington's on their heels. You know, Washington's right there, less than 4 points back. And Washington is headed to high bar. So, you know, it's going to be hit for these top 3 teams here. Arizona State can't get overconfident because if they start to stumble, that 13 points can slip real fast.
Alrighty, so here we go. Starting off on floor for Arizona State's Maroon Monsoon, Brandon Batanti. Huge double pike. He's going to stay on his feet a couple steps back.
Rocky Mountain Mavs putting up Jacob Krebs over there on up on Valte.
A 2.5 from Brandon. Looking good so far.
Some good gymnastics going. Nice back layout. So that back handspring to prone or push-up position that you just saw from Brandon Bertanti on the floor fulfills the same requirement as that single leg balance scale. So it's always very interesting to see what guys choose to use to fulfill that requirement.
A tucked Kaz, full twisting, back tuck on vault. Well done for Rocky Mountain. All right, now we have Will Howard up on P-bars. He has a nice, exciting set. You're going to see some high-flying gymnastics from Will Howard here on P's. Brandon Batanti is going to finish off his floor routine. Good start for the Maroon Monsoon. A massive
front 1.25 from Will Howard there on parallel bars.
Beautifully done.
All right, let's see what Iowa GymACT can start off here with Ethan. So Will finishes strong. Nice Diamond hitting some support work.
Stood straight to Hansen. That's good. Gearing up for the front. Double tuck.
To a small hop. That was very, very nicely executed from Will Howard of Arizona State.
That's exactly what they need to be able to keep that #1 spot. Iowa up on pommel horse, looking good so far. If they could start off with a hit, that'd be good to keep the momentum rolling for them.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. Iowa GymACT coming in strong.
It looks like we have Kelly Bateman up on high bar for Washington. Very important. If any one of these gymnasts have any hiccup in their routine, that's going to reflect on their team score. They have no buffer, so they're going to have to go 4 for 4 on high bar if they want to have a good chance of staying in the pack here.
And Sean Singh from SCU up on rings. I just looked up and he's in a dead Maltese there. That was very well executed.
Incredible. Yeah, Washington doing exactly what they need to. Stuck dismount from Kelly. That's going to be great. And now we have, I believe, Jacob Krebs on vault.
Beautiful vault there in the background of that parallel bar camera.
Nice laid out Kazumatsu. Rings going for the dismount, SC United. Double tuck, beautifully done.
Stick. That was huge for them. They are definitely putting their name back in the game here because, like I said, they are sitting in that last place spot by 7 points at the moment, but that's going to definitely make up some ground.
Absolutely. Robert Taylor up on floor, putting in a good set for the Maroon Monsoon. We have Aiden Murray for Iowa hopping up on pommel horse, trying to go back-to-back hits.
And that's a stuck dismount from Arizona State's Maroon Monsoon there.
Oh man, Iowa's gonna take a fall on pommel horse. Hopefully they can regroup and come back with a good second half, a nice clean hit, so they can stop that bleeding as we've talked about throughout this competition. But it looks like Drake is hopping up on high bar, our second competitor, for Washington.
We're on parallel bars with Hunter Flushing for Arizona State's gold team. As we just saw, I believe that was Cody Myers for Rocky Mountain Mavs. Huge straddle 1.25 from Flushing on parallel bars.
Man, and Iowa's just struggling on pommel horse. This is one of the hardest things. Once you fall once, that second fall is a lot easier to do.
Absolutely. Hunter Flushing putting on a parallel bar clinic. This is what parallel bars is supposed to look like. So nicely done.
Washington finishing up their second competitor. Another hit. They're looking good so far. Hunter Flushing finishing up his P-bars for the gold team. A nice hit set for them. And Iowa's going to hop up, see if he can finish out without having any more deductions on that score.
It's Brendan Carroll from the Maroon Monsoon there. Starting off strong.
Iowa going for the dismount.
Iowa stops the bleeding there, finishes with a strong dismount.
All right, now it's up to the next folks up. We have Harrison, Jake, and Rafe for Iowa hopping up, seeing if they can make up for that deficit on Pommel
On
Horse.
vault, we're waiting to see. I believe we're going to see Gavin next for Rocky Mountain. They've had some good vaults so far.
Yep, and we have Mark for SC United up on rings, their second competitor.
As soon as this floor routine is done, our cameraman will turn our camera. We'll catch probably the very end of this routine for SC United. We're on Gavin, I apologize, Gavin Roby on vault here. Let's see what he's got for Rocky Mountain. Huge front handspring pike, half. Kind of a rare vault, just a big step back, but other than that, very well executed.
Very well done. You hear that bell. Brandon's only got 10 seconds left, going for his dismount now. Double full, and I believe he stuck that. That's a great floor set, and hopefully we can swing this camera around to see Rings catch that double back.
Just caught the very end of it there. Just a big step back. It was a nice set for SCU.
All right, this is great. All right, we have Austin, Washington's third competitor. They've done 2 incredible hit sets. If they can keep that ball rolling here, they may be able to edge out Iowa for that second place spot and get a good opportunity to seize
And here comes the risk. You see the coach holding the mat back there. That means we're going to see a release. He's facing an interesting direction to see a release from. Let's see what happens. Beautiful Weiler. Here comes the release.
Sammy Walker
Big
for the gold team.
Tkachev, massive. Hard to see on that camera, but he was at least 4.5 to 5 feet over that rail. Winding up for a big dismount. Washington needs this. Huge double layout. Beautifully well executed.
Well done, Sammy Walker from gold, double front. And on vault for Rocky Mountain, unfortunately going to sit down that vault.
I believe this is going to be Jake from Iowa GymACT up on pommels. Just comes off right there. I apologize. This is going to be Harrison for Iowa GymACT up on pommel horse. That means they are going to have to take at least one fall to their team score. So again, they just put that small crack in there for Washington to see if they can close the door. Washington's 3 for 3 on high bar. It's going to come down to their last competitor to see if they can put up a solid team score before they move to the floor exercise.
Absolutely. Speaking about floor, Oliver getting ready for his set for the Maroon Monsoon. There he goes, saluting.
All right, we're back on floor exercise.
2.5, small step forward. Nothing he can't make up going into his second pass.
We actually have a double camera angle of this floor exercise right now.
Yep, and a massive double pike stuck. That's going to be huge. Nice layout. You can see focusing on those landings is so important on floor. That is where all the deductions come in. A step here, a couple hops here. That's the difference between, you know, a good floor set and a bad floor set.
All right, and our final competitor for Washington on high bar that we've been talking about is going to be Zach Murray.
So important for Zach to hit this set here. It would be huge for Washington to walk away from 4 up, 4 count, and 4 hits.
There we go. Here comes the release. Winding up, we're going to see a big Tkachev. Big straddle Tkachev right on the rail. You can see his teammates in the background getting excited. They all know what's on the line here. Nice in-bar work. Coming up for a big dismount. How strong can he finish for his team?
And he nails it.
They went 4 for 4 right there. That's what they needed to do.
Incredible. We're seeing some great dismounts. Oliver sticking his floor dismount in SC United with, I believe, Xavier sticking his dismount as well.
This is getting exciting.
As a reminder, no flash photography is allowed. Please check your flash trigger on your fingers and your phone.
There's a lot of great gymnastics going on. We hit that low. We're on parallel bars with Isaiah Millay. This is going to be an exciting one to watch right here as we're waiting for Iowa GymACT's Jake Pori to take to the leather. Got 2 great routines. Both need to hit for their teams. Let's see what they do.
Absolutely. Isaiah's got a great P-bar routine. I will say he's been one of the more inconsistent competitors, so it's exciting to see if he can nail this difficult routine. Iowa starting off his routine strong.
Again, Iowa just needs to stop the bleeding. We've been talking about that all night long.
Isaiah with a massive Makuts on P-bars, and Trey Thompson for the Maroon Monsoon taking the floor. And Isaiah is just going to get a little bit loose on that Healy twirl and smack that bar. You know, I'm telling you, that hurts to do that. You can't see it on his face because he's competing. He's got to finish his routine, but smacking that bar from handstand, that's difficult to suck in that pain and continue with the routine.
And Jake throwing down for Iowa GymACT there, stopping that bleeding.
Already SC United, we have Colin Killian.
We're gonna swing the camera back here so you can see it. I do apologize, it's been hard to catch rings. We're gonna try to bring you a little bit more of that.
Huge Maltese.
As we're gonna catch the floor there, our camera operators being real smart about where they're putting their cameras. Looking at Trey Thompson on floor as we're watching on still rings Colin from SCU.
Yep, Trey's gonna go into his dismount. You can hear that bell ring. Goes for the double full, sticks it. Well done from floor. See if SC United can finish up this routine clean. Colin Killian double back, a small hop back. That's a good set for SC United. They've had a good rings rotation so far.
And we're on palm horse with Rafe. He threw down on floor. Let's see, can he save it? Oh my gosh, how did he stay on the horse?
Wow.
He was fully over. 100% of his body weight was on the wrong side of the horse, and he kept swinging. This is looking great. Let's see what he's got here.
Look for the dismount.
Flies right up. That's what they want to see. And they have stopped the bleeding. It is fully cauterized as they head on to still rings for rotation number 6. That was incredible.
Don't count them out. Iowa, they are in the race. That was incredible coming back. Those last 3 routines on pommel horse, saving them. Tucker Harris taking the floor for the Maroon team. Huge double back.
Watching Tucker Harris. Fantastic.
Already on rings.
So much great gymnastics being done here.
Absolutely. Marcus Miranda taking the rings for SC United, and Elliot Foster up on P-bars for the gold team. This is a big routine from Elliot Foster. Massive straddle, 1 1/4 back into the middle of the bars. There's that Bobstar. Oh!
And another slip on another Bobstar. That is so rare to see. That skill is normally so consistent.
Marcus fighting on rings. Going for another Maltese. Incredible strength. All right, Tucker Harris on floor, hearing that bell. He's only got 10 seconds. A little rushed into this dismount.
So Elliot Foster's coming back to the bars.
He's not going to repeat that Bobstar, but we are going to see it's a pelt from him, swinging into a straddle to the middle of the B-bars.
Super exciting. Legs can't touch the bars. A little bit of a struggle. It'll be interesting, though, because he caught the skill before he sat back. It's a gray area in the coda points. Huge dismount. Way to bring it back, Elliot. That is extremely hard to do, and he definitely did it very, very well. All right, that concludes rotation number 5. So we'll get scores updated real quick, and I honestly don't know what's going to happen here. The Mavericks had a great vault rotation. And Iowa did stumble just a little bit there on pommels. I believe they're going to have to count 1 miss, but they had some really strong hits. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with that score. So heading into rotation number 6, we are going to see Washington go to floor exercise. They do have 5 guys competing floor, and that may have been why some of their guys didn't do ring dismounts. Guaranteed they can hit this. So they're going to put some pressure on because floor X is normally a place where you can pick up some ground when it comes to score and placement. The Maroon Monsoon will be ending on pommel horse. The Iowa GymACT team is going to go to still rings. We're going to see if they can keep pressure on Arizona State's gold team. SC United will be taking to vault, so they should make up a lot of ground right there. They've been in the back of the standings, but it's because they haven't been to vault. They have a good vault rotation. A lot of things can change in this 6th and final rotation. Rocky Mountain Mavericks headed to parallel bars as the Arizona State gold team is going to end on high bar. The Arizona program is notorious for being very strong in the last 3 events, and they have won many meets on just the last 2 or 3 events alone. People think they get out ahead of them, they think they've got them, and then those last couple events, they can just absolutely wail on everybody. So it's going to be interesting to watch as we finish up here in this 6th and final rotation. Announcer in the arena is just waiting for all the coaches to give a thumbs up that they are ready for their 2-minute touch It's one of the nice things about this. The announcer's not going to start that 2-minute touch until everybody verifies that their guys are there and ready to go.
Absolutely. This 6th rotation is probably the best part of a gymnastics competition. This is where the guys leave it out all on the floor. They know what they need to do. They know what scores that they need to do well in this competition. So all they're focused on is hitting their routines to the best of their ability, because this is where gymnastics competitions are won and lost. All right, they're going to do an inquiry on P-bars. Elliot Foster, I don't know. I think they might be, it's no score yet. They're going to see if Elliot's going to get credit for that Bobstar, I believe. So they're going and they're talking to the judges, and they're going to see if they can give Elliot that credit. So they're taking a little bit longer to get this ready. That's one great thing about gymnastics, is if there's a little bit of that gray area, you can go and talk to the coach after, put in an inquiry, ask them, say, hey, can we get credit for this? And in some cases, they'll give that back, and that can change the score, and that can change the competition. So we'll see once that score comes in if Elliot was able to get that credit on that Bowser or not.
Absolutely, because that is going to be, that's going to make a lot of difference as we come in here to the 6th and final rotation. All right, 2-minute touch is going to get started. This is where it's going to get exciting. This last rotation, event number 6. Like you said, they're going to leave it all on the line right here. And that means we're going to see a lot of great gymnastics, but it also means the risk goes through the roof.
Absolutely. You're going to see a lot of tense gymnasts out on the floor today. Very volatile. Routines will be hit, routines may be missed, but it all comes down to this last rotation. This is where the team comes together. This is going to be as loud as it gets in this competition. As we go down to the end of this rotation 6, you're going to hear it through this live stream. These gymnasts are going to be yelling for each other, bringing that energy up, because that's what these guys feed off of, and that's what's able to make them hit these hard routines when it matters and really lay it all out on the floor. We're seeing some good gymnastics here on this 2-minute touch so far.
Absolutely. We're seeing some really, really clean stuff here, and that's where it's going to get real interesting as you move forward into the 6th and final rotation. These guys are absolutely killing it. Again, we are in rotation 6 of the Southwest Cup here in Chandler, Arizona at the Rawhide Event Center. Thank you all for being here. We've got 55 people watching right now from all over the country. Thank you for being here. Make sure you check out GymACT.org to find out ways you can get involved and help continue amazing competitions like this, and make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to our YouTube page and all of our social medias, as in this day and age, it is the best way to continue supporting everything we're doing here. All right, we have results, and this is going to get interesting. Arizona State's gold team, 264.5, running away with it. However, Iowa GymACT staying in second place at a 244.25, even with a 43.8 event score on Pommel Horse. Taking to Washington at a 242.6. They are less than 2 points between Iowa and Washington. That's going to be such a tight battle to watch, with the Maroon Monsoon in 4th place at only a 240.9, with Rocky Mountain Mavs at a 237.15. So we are less than 10 points from 2nd place to 5th place, with a 230.65 from SC United making up that ground. This is going to be an interesting 6th rotation, because to be honest, Arizona State is probably going to run away with it. You know, 264, they've got 20-point lead. They almost can't give that up. So I shouldn't say that, because of course you never know until you know. So here we go. We are in the 6th and final rotation. Washington, Ben Gum taking to the floor exercise. Huge mount. Waiting on vault for Christopher to come in hot from SC United.
First up on vault for SC United, Christopher Vigilon.
All right, we are in to our 6th and final rotation here at the Southwest Cup. Let's keep an eye as everything comes in and comes down to the wire here. Ben Gum on floor for Washington.
And on vault, we got Christopher Vigilon for SC United.
All right, Washington They do have 5 routines here, so they have a little bit of breathing room, but they have to be looking at the same score we're in. 242.6 to 244.25. They've got to put some pressure on Iowa here to have a couple of stumbles on rings for them to catch up.
Absolutely, and that score is so close. That's a couple knee bends, a couple of hops away from taking that position, so very important. We just saw Christopher's vault on SC United.
Ben Gum sticks his dismount right there for Washington, saying we are here and we are going to climb back up on top of that podium into the second place spot.
Incredible. That's exactly what we see out of this 6th rotation. I'm excited. And Quinn is hopping up for the Maroon Monsoon on pommel horse.
That was Jackson from Rocky Mountain Mavs there on parallel bars.
Quinn's just going to hit the pommel horse. He's not going to make that. Going to take his 30 and regroup. We got Will Kinnick for the gold team hopping up on high bar, seeing if they can put the nail in the coffin and steal that gold.
As Alexander Riley in the background of the right-hand camera jumps up there on still rings for Iowa. The battle between Washington and Iowa is going to be a crazy one, fighting for that hold as Maroon Monsoon retakes the pommel horse. There's so much great gymnastics going on right now.
Will Kinnick on high bar, going for the release. Straddle Tkachev, beautiful, incredible height. SC United, I'm not sure if he stuck that vault. He might have done a little hop, but that was Parker Mann. And oh my goodness, Iowa has come to play. Alexander just stuck that incredible routine.
We've got a replay camera up. Let's take a look real quick. Watch the right-hand camera as he comes in for his dismount. It's going to catch up. Boom, right there. That's what we're looking for. That is the moments we are waiting on. We're on parallel bars with the Rocky Mountain Mavericks, Clark Warner. Huge double back, just that 3/10 step back.
Yep, on floor we have Ryan for Washington. Keep it steady, going into his side pass. Front layout.
Another big back layout. On vault, big Kazumatsu going for the stick. Looked like he was going to touch his knees and just took the hop. That was extremely well done from Parker Mann on SCU there on vault.
All right, and there goes Ryan finishing up his routine for Washington. A nice clean set.
Very nice. Waiting on pommel horse here. We're looking for, I believe this is going to be Robbie Taylor waiting for the Maroon Monsoon, and behind him on still rings we're waiting on Jake Pori.
Yep, we have Tyler that just hopped on the P-bars for Rocky Mountain.
Ooh, good recover. Missed that Diom a little bit, but just stayed calm. Same thing, the Stutz was a little short, but he got his armpits all the way open, so he's going to receive full credit just with some deductions. Big double back, just the hop forward. Rocky Mountain is in the game.
Yep, and we have Will Howard up on high bar. Oh, and he's just going to miss that endo. Sorry, that's Kamari. It looks like Will is not going to be competing on high bar today. But on rings, we have Jake Pori for Iowa.
And whoever, was Kamari's junior coach should be fired. Just kidding, it was me. He was coached by a couple of different people, but he spent his junior and senior year with me in the junior program. Kamari is definitely a great high bar swinger to watch, so we'll get the camera back over there here in just a minute as we're on vault with, that's Parker Mann.
Parker Mann, a nice
I apologize,
blade.
that is going to be
Marcus.
Whoa! Kamari putting that half talk dead to handstand, finish up with that quast here. We're seeing a big dismount from Kamari, something he does very, very well as we're on floor with Washington's Austin.
Here he goes. I believe we're seeing a double twist out laid.
Small step back. Great routine there for Kamari. Austin here from Washington. He's been throwing down a great set. Small hop forward. Parallel bars. Rocky Mountain's Jacob Krebs is hopping up. He's been around in this for a while. I believe he's either a sophomore or a junior to the team. Within the background there on vault, big Yurchenko full twisting Yurchenko from SC United.
Absolutely, Washington finishing up their routine from Austin. Well done. We have Trey Thompson for the Maroon Monsoon on pommel horse, waiting for those judges to finish up scoring the last competitor.
And that's a stuck dismount from Rocky Mountain on parallel bars. Jacob Krebs finishing with a beautiful full twisting front layout.
Very impressive. Here goes Trey on pommel horse, seeing what he can do for the Monsoon.
So he's got here. We're still waiting for, I believe, Jake Pori on, oh, I apologize. We are on Adam Murray back on still rings.
Yeah, looking to see if he can make up for that pommel horse routine that didn't go so well just before. So if he can put down a nice ring set here, not only would that bring him some closure, but it would definitely help out Iowa here. And there goes Trey finishing up his pommel horse routine, and that's going to be a good hit for the Monsoon.
Here in the background there, definitely excited about that. Iowa GymACT trying to keep some pressure here. They're in second, but they know Washington's on floor, which means they have to push here. They have to go hit for hit all day long. SC United is done for the day. They had a great showing, definitely coming back stronger than they have been in the last year or two.
Absolutely. There goes Washington, a huge double pike.
I'll let you guys listen to the sport a little bit. It is so loud in here. Huge release on high bar from Hunter Fletching.
You're going to see a flying giant, and he's gearing up for the dismount.
Iowa and Arizona dismounts down.
And he sticks it. An incredible double laid out. Hunter Fletching, incredible. Listen to that.
Here we go, coming in hot on rings. And Iowa couldn't quite answer the call of the stick, but a great set.
Absolutely. Cody Myers finishing up Rocky Mountain's competition on P-bars. Seeing if he can finish them off with a bang double back. And
just
a
the
small
tiniest
hop. That's a good way to end it out for Rocky Mountain.
All right, SCU is done. Rocky Mountain is done. We are still carrying on floor exercise. I believe this is their second to last guy. I believe this is Zach Murray. Finishing strong. I really don't know what the result's going to be here.
This is close. This is very close. Vivek's hopping up on pommel horse, seeing if he can make it a little less close.
All right. Maroon Monsoon trying to put it back, seeing if they can get two lineups on the podium here at the Southwest Cup.
Starting smooth. Vivek has been a very consistent pommel horse competitor, a specialist. This is what he trains every day in the gym. This one event, hours and hours and hours.
Piking up, but he's got to pick it back up. He does.
Triple Russian.
Strong.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
See that passion come out there.
And unfortunately, judges are talking. That should be a 3/10 behavioral deduction. I don't believe the judges are going to take it on this one, but he has to be careful.
It's so hard to keep those emotions in check. This is a very
100%.
high emotional sport. Things can happen. Gymnasts get in their head and they get mad at, but it's important to get that passion and drive it towards a good routine.
We're on floor exercise with Kelly Bateman. Let's see if he can finish Washington strong here.
Yep.
As we're on high bar with Isaiah Millay. Watch this on high bar. Oh, he didn't do it. He has a very unique release he normally starts that routine with. Watered it back to guarantee a hit. Huge, what's called a Yamawaki. You've heard that name on rings also. Half Takamoto.
Yep, we got Rafe on the rings for Iowa.
As soon as this floor set is done, we'll try to bring back and catch that ring routine.
Isaiah going for another double-double, and he sticks that. Arizona is on fire with these dismounts.
Iowa's finishing up strong. You see him in the back of the camera. Can they finish? Double-double. Just a step back. Iowa is definitely making a statement, and it is we are here, and we are not to be taken lightly. Iowa rebuilding and coming back strong. Love to see it.
Absolutely. They have one more competitor on rings. Seeing if they can finish out strong as they have done this whole competition.
And that concludes Washington's competition here at the Southwest Cup. They are looking strong. They've had some coaching staff that need to step back and take some time with their family, and there was a lot of concern as to whether the team could stay strong and keep pushing, and they definitely can. So great to see these teams out here fighting with everything they've got.
Absolutely, and we're down to our last four competitors. We have Yancey and Zion up on pommel horse for the Maroon Monsoon. Harrison Brandt waiting for his turn up on rings, and Elliot Foster for the gold team. That's going to finish up Arizona's competition at the Southwest Cup. Very excited, getting down to the wire here.
All right, Mavs are done. SCU is done. And Iowa waiting on one more. We're on pommel horse right here. It's going to be Yancey. And in the background, you see Iowa GymACT. You can see in the background there, the whole team is hand over shoulder. They are going to fight with everything they have here. Let's see what Iowa's Harrison Bandit is going to bring to the table.
Absolutely. Elliot Foster taking the bar for the gold team. Incredible half toss. Going for a giant Coleman, and he's going to catch it. That was huge.
So late on the bar, but such a nice skill to a straddles Kocher, turning over like crazy.
Oh, man, well, you might see your high bar champion competing right now. If he can nail this dismount, this might be it. He might be taking all home.
Arizona, big dismount. Small step back. Iowa, big dismount.
Oh, my goodness.
And that's a stick for Iowa. Oh. They are here and ready to play.
Holy cow. That is how you finish off a competition right there for Iowa. Incredible. Harrison Brandt putting it down for his team.
You're going to hear it in the background. I need a breath before I throw this.
One of the best traditions in gymnastics competition, especially in GymACT. If a gymnast sticks a dismount, they get to throw a t-shirt into the crowd. It's one of the best parts of hitting a stick dismount.
Such an incredible moment for Iowa. All right.
Here we go. Zion, the last competitor up. He's got the whole gym watching him. You're going to hear this place get loud. If he can hit this routine, it's going to blow the roof off this place.
Here we go. We're on horse. The Maroon Monsoon.
Let's go, Zion!
See the whole team getting loud.
He's doing good so far.
Stay in it, Zion. Come on.
Dismount. Here it comes. That's how you do it. Look at this Arizona team. Absolutely mental. Picking them up, celebrating. That's how you finish the Southwest Cup. Another Southwest Cup in the books, and it gets better every year.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the final routine of the Southwest Cup. Stay right here. We are going to bring you the full awards presentation live. Do not go anywhere. Real quick, while we're waiting for some final tabulation of scores and everything come through, you know, Senator, we just watched such an incredible competition. I really don't know where things are going to land. You know, we saw some incredible gymnastics today. My big standouts, Iowa and SC United. They were such small teams that, you know, to be honest, a lot of GymACT wasn't sure if they were going to be able to hold on and rebuild. And man, have they rebuilt.
Yeah.
Definitely still, you know, SC United definitely has some skill to pick up to be able to fight with these bigger, more established teams. But they came out so strong in 2018 when they launched. And then I apologize, I think about this, 2015. It was 2014 or 2015 when they had their inaugural season, and they're one of the founding members of GymACT. They came out so strong. They definitely struggled the last few years, and now they are rebuilding, and the base is there. They're going to be strong. Iowa is got to be if there's an MVP of the meet the big thing to talk about. Iowa came out of nowhere. They've been a smaller team. I believe they didn't qualify to nationals last year. They qualified to the Commissioner Cup, and now they're in here, and I think they're going to be in the top 3, which is unbelievable. So everybody involved in Iowa GymACT, great job. Who were your big standouts today?
I mean, big standouts. We saw Iowa put it down on floor today. They had a little hiccup on palm horse, and they brought it right back on rings. So that's incredible. It's incredible for these smaller teams, these newer established teams, going up against, you know, merited teams like Arizona State, who have that recognition. They have, you know, they're able to split into 2 different teams today, so they have a lot of talent to play with. And so to see teams like Iowa and SC United put up those scores and compete and be competitive in this is very incredible, and it shows how big GymACT is growing and how good these gymnasts are getting.
Absolutely, couldn't have said it better myself. I really don't know what the result's going to be. The only thing I can say with quite a bit of, well, with full confidence,
Yeah.
Arizona State's gold
They're
team
gonna
won this
take it.
one.
Yeah.
They took this one. You know, again, anytime there's a shakeup or a change in the program, there are a lot of people like, oh, is this going to be what takes them down? You know, with head coach Scott Barclay of over 30 years stepping away, he's still here. He's in the building. He's just not the head coach of the program anymore.
Right.
He's still helping run it. He's still helping the interim head coach, Evan Shaw, run things, but he's not the guy on the floor doing everything. So everyone thought that maybe there's going to be a little crack in the foundation there, and absolutely not.
Nope.
That team responds really well to Coach Evan. He's doing a great job there. And you know, they had their assistant coach have to step away for other professional opportunities. So there's been a lot of reasons for them not to come out so strong. And man, 100% on pommels, 7 for 7 on pommels.
Incredible.
Is unbelievable. Fantastic job to the Arizona program. SC United and Hines coming back unbelievably strong after some rough years down there. Iowa coming out of nowhere, and Rocky Mountain have just been on this grind. You know, Rocky Mountain's never had a year where it's like, wow, where'd they come from? But they've been on this grind, and you know, I think in the next couple of years, we're going to see them really starting to put pressure on the podium at nationals. I don't think we're going to quite be there this year, but I think they're going to qualify clean to the top 6, which is who competes in the large team format. We're definitely going to see that this year from them, and they're going to be competitive. And that's what's been really cool. GymACT had these pockets of really competitiveness. You know, Arizona and Washington and Minnesota have always been here, and then there's this big gap to the next team. What we're going to see tonight as we get final scores is that gap is closing, and it's closing fast.
Yeah.
From the top dog to the very, very bottom brand new teams is not nearly what it used to be. So in closing real quick, like I said, stay right here. We're going to bring you the full awards as the boys get over, or as the athletes get over to the floor. We're going to bring you the full awards ceremony. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it very well. I came on the new way, so our next couple of premier events, you'll have full audio for awards and everything. Thank you all for staying right here. We have maintained well over 50 people watching all day. So on behalf of the GymACT media team and the Arizona State team that all helped put this on, Senator, thank you for being here. You do such a great job. We have so much fun talking about gymnastics. Keep it right here. If you are not subscribed to the GymACT YouTube page, make sure you do that. Check out all the social medias, everything. Get involved with us, please. It is the best way you can do. And if you're looking for somewhere to just help out financially, go to gymact.org. There's all kinds of different ways you can give back, and you can find a local GymACT team if you want to get involved with them and help. Everybody involved in GymACT, including a good chunk of the coaching staff, are volunteers. Myself, I'm a volunteer for this. I know you volunteered your time for this. A lot of equipment is bought with personal money. This is not some big corporation. This is a passion project for all of us. So we want to continue to grow it, but we need the resources. So if you have the ability, please check that out. If not, just keep supporting it. Like, share, subscribe. That's how things drive now. So we appreciate it. You are right here with the GymACT YouTube channel on a premiere event. We will see you the next big premiere event. NIU is going to be hosting a stream right here in March. And then as we head into championship season, I will see you at Westerns. We are working on making sure Easterns get streamed right here, the best format we can possibly get. And then we will be streaming, I'm proud to pronounce, we will be streaming Nationals again right here on the GymACT YouTube page. So thank you all for being here, and keep it right here to find out what the final results are. We'll be sharing them. I'll give you the best audio I possibly can so you can hear it, and then I'll come back on at the end and give you a full final rundown of the team results. Again, Senator, thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. And this has been the 2026 Southwest Cup, and I can't wait to see what the results are.
Couldn't have been better.
As our awards are being finalized, athletes, can you please report to the floor? That's where we'll be announcing all of our awards and our Southwest Cup champions. Athletes, please head to the floor. Presenting the awards tonight is John Corritor, former member of the ASU team in 1979. John was the NCAA national champion on parallel bars. The awards that we hand out at this meet each and every year are known as Kachina dolls, known here in the Southwest, used for 100 years to signify the strong connection between the Hopi tribes and nature. Athletes, as we call out the awards, please step out of line and salute for your recognition. Any first place award winner, please head to the front of the floor, and at the end, all of our first place award winners will be out front to be recognized all together. Beginning on the floor. In third place, with a 13.15 from Iowa, Max Brackett. In second place, with a 13.2 from Arizona, Elliot Foster. And heading to the front of the floor, winning floor with a 13.7 from Iowa, Rafe Schaffner. On pommel horse, in third place with a 13.6 from Arizona, Mark Davis. In second place, also from Arizona, with a 13.65, Sammy Walker Jr. And in first place, with a 14.05 from Arizona, Aiden Myers. On rings, in third place, with a 13.1 from SC United, Marcus Miranda. In second place with a 13.2 from Washington, Drake Measel. And in first place with a 13.5 from Rocky Mountain, Gavin Roby. On to vault. In third place. Correction, tie for second place. Both with a 13.9. Both from Arizona, Nikki Franz and Hunter Fleshy. And in first place, with a 14.1 from Iowa, Max Brackett. On parallel bars, in third place, with a 12.65 from Iowa, Rafe Schaffner. In second place, with a 12.9 from Arizona, Hunter Fleshy. And in first place, with a 13.4 from Arizona, Sammy Walker Jr. On to high bar. In third place, with a 12.8 from Arizona, Isaiah Malay. In second place, with a 13.0 from Arizona, Hunter Fleshy. And in first place, with a 13.15 from Arizona, Elliot Foster. And all around. In third place, with a 74.4 from Arizona, Isaiah Malay. In second place, with a 75.65 from Iowa, Rafe Schaffner. And in first place, with a 76.8 from ASG, Elliot Foster. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your Southwest Cup champions. Athlete, salute. Great job, athletes. You can return to your teams for our team results. All right, on to the team results. In sixth place, with a 282.5, SC United.
In fifth place with a 284.5, Rocky Mountain Mavericks. Fourth place with a 285.3, Maroon Monsoon. Third place with a 291.85, Washington.
Make sure you guys listen to how tight this was.
Second place with a 294.45, Iowa. And in first place with a 315.15, AMG. Athletes, salute. And that's a wrap for this year's Southwest Cup meet. Thank you for coming and have a good night. Let's hear it one last time for all these amazing athletes out here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more time just to make sure you heard the final scores because this was incredible. Sixth place, SC United at a 282.55. Rocky Mountain Mavericks only 2 points ahead of them at a 284.5. The Maroon Monsoon at a 285.3, less than a point ahead. Washington at a 291.85. Iowa GymACT finishing out in second place at a 294.45, less than 3 points there. And Arizona State's gold team finishing with 315.15. That's a 315. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with us all night long. This has been a GymACT premier event. Thank you so much and have a wonderful weekend.